Robert Pena. Artie Art. Can you guys hear us okay?
Check, war.
A tiny hat sewer rat.
It says episode 389, but it's really 390. The Raiders Fan Radio.
Mike Garofalo, NFL Network here in the home office, and you are listening to the Raiders Fan Radio podcast, taking that lighter journey into the dark side with Murf, Swag Jeff, and Michelle. She's got great hair. It's a little pink, it's a little purple, whatever it is. I'll tell you what, if I could grow it, I would sign up for that color today. So listen to her and the entire crew as they give you all the information on the Raiders on the podcast that benefits the One Nation Foundation. It's a great cause. It's a great pod. Tune in, turn it up. Here it comes. All that Raiders info and takes coming at you right now.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, L.A., Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murf's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, select the top, a leaking top, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players, you have a great organization, and you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down, Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio. Take it away, guys.
Why, thank you, Brett Musburger. What is up, Raider Nation? Your old buddy Murf Gooley back for what we hope will be a fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio. That's right. Yeah, where it's spooky season.
Nice.
But anyway, so this scary Raider season, we are here to talk about it tonight. Unfortunately, we aren't able to be in Michelle's spooky lounge because Michelle, she got a little sick last night and then woke up today feeling worse. And
no.
Yeah, and so unfortunately, we were not able to do the show in Michelle's spooky lounge, but we threw a little something together here in the fan cave. We still have the new mobile rig, so I was like, well, let's still use that.
Let's use it. Why not?
Why not? It's Halloween. It was the bye week.
Exactly.
The team is terrible.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about some Halloween stuff.
Why not?
But of course, we are going to talk much about the Raiders. Talk much? You talk much about the Raiders?
We talk much about the Raiders sometimes.
So we are going to talk about the Raiders, and we want to hear from you.
Do we have to?
Yeah. And we want to hear from you, Raider Nation. We've got some incredible emails to get to tonight. We've got some incredible voicemails to get to tonight. And so we are definitely going to get to those things in the Sea of Fans mailbag. But before we jump in to the Raider talk, I want to tell you that this show is brought to you by the good folks at FanDuel. Raiders Fan Radio is presented by FanDuel. We appreciate them so very, very much. Also, the good folks, Jeff, at HTO.
Ooh.
The show is brought to you by
Makes
the
me
good
thirsty.
folks at HTO. So thank you to those of you that have gone out to the different HTO locations and patronized them based on hearing about them here at Raiders Fan Radio. And we thank our good buddy Justin and what he does for the One Nation Foundation.
And they're opening up in Vegas soon, right?
Opening in Vegas soon.
Oh
Yeah,
my
maybe
gosh.
by the time we're there in January.
Well, we're there in January. I'm
That'd be cool.
ready to get a cup.
And yeah, absolutely. Need some refreshment?
Yes.
And so anyway, so good folks at HTO, thank you to them very, very much. And again, I mentioned FanDuel. Jeff, you want to talk about your odds now, or do you want to save that until a little bit later on?
Let's save it.
Let's save it. All right, so we're going to talk about some FanDuel odds coming up. And then I also want to tell you thank you to those of you that are joining us live on the YouTube at youtube.com/RaidersFanRadio, and all of those of you that are listening on the audio podcast, where you can find this show on any audio podcast service just by searching for Raiders Fan Radio. And the chat room is busy in there. Yoshi is in there. Yoshi gifting out memberships in there.
Let's go,
Thank
dude.
you, Yoshi. We appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, man.
Much, much respect. Title Raider is in there. Ron the Moderator is in there. Robert Pena is in there. Corey Fleck is in there. Damage Inc. That's our buddy Colin. He says, Murf looks like King Diamond. Yeah, I'm actually, it's my hero, Sven Gulli, man. He's I don't know if you probably don't get him over there in the UK, but he's a very famous horror movie host.
Yes.
Real lighthearted, real funny, just a really, really cool guy and a great show. And so I kind of put this on now. This is almost like my Halloween.
It's your
costume.
every year,
It's kind of like my Halloween look, because I steal a little bit of the Sven Gulli look and go with the whole Murf Gulli thing. Appreciate Raider Paul in there. Martin is in there. I think Paul Edgerton I saw in there. Greg Brayman. So many of our good friends. We thank you very, very much for your support.
And we had a super chat as well.
Okay, well, I don't leave it to you to shout it out.
Absolutely.
Without further ado, my best friend and yours, the guy that adorns the other side of the other poker table.
Yes.
In his clown nose, his eye patch, his rosed Raider hat, and a fine, fine shirt. If I don't say so myself.
Absolutely,
It's
man.
got your visage in a Raider hat on it for those on the audio podcast.
Absolutely, man.
Welcome,
Yeah.
Swag Jeff.
Hey. Oh yeah, man! I'm fired up to be here. It's spooky season, man, and I decided to go because I'm just like the rest of us. I'm a clown ass Raider fan, man. And I had to sport it. I've got pictures of myself all over my shirt. This is the whole ass clown right here. Yeah, absolutely, man. But I'm fired up. Just like you said, we're so sad that we're not in Michelle's spooky lounge today.
Man. Yeah.
Well wishes to Michelle as she gets better, and
This whole season, so I got hit by a truck, literally.
Yeah.
Michelle gets hit by an illness here at the last minute, so she had to skip on the show or that. You've had to skip out of shows on the last minute for things.
Yeah.
We weren't able to go to Bolitnikoff this year.
Yep.
Like, the Raiders are awful. It was like, this is one of them years, man, where it's like...
And I've had another year of watching scary movies, which is just, that's my hell.
Yes, it is. Which we are going to talk about. Oh, I'm still wearing my glasses. There we go. No. Ooh. Yeah. Now they see the real who I am. My truth chicken.
Oh, nice. Nice.
But yeah, Jeff. So we're gonna talk about scary movies here in a minute.
Sure.
We're gonna do that. I hate Michelle's not here for this, but we've been going through our list of scary movies, and we just finished it off this week with Weapons, and so we're gonna get to that.
And you guys talked about Cobweb last week, right? Did you talk about it or no?
Not really. We were kind of waiting to do the rundown of everything.
Okay,
well, we'll get there. You want to do it now? Nah, we got to play contact info.
We got plenty of time. Yeah, but what I do want to do right now is give much respect to some great folks in the chat room that always support the One Nation Foundation. So we had an amazing chat.
Tell them what that is.
Absolutely, yeah. So tell them what the One Nation Foundation is?
It's our nonprofit.
It's our nonprofit that we give to different Raider-related charities. So every dollar that we make here at Raiders Fan Radio, be a super chat, direct donation, sponsorships, corporate sponsors, any of that stuff, it all goes to the One Nation Foundation. So we realized back in 2019 that we could make a little bit of money doing this thing. We didn't need to supplement our own income. And so we decided we wanted to give all of that away to Raider Nation, to the folks that need it most. And so we're fortunate enough to sponsor some amazing Raider-related charities, such as, like you said earlier, the Bolitnikoff Foundation. Of course, we support Raider Dad. We've supported XOXO Stabler in the past. We've supported Kenny King's mom. We've supported the Max Crosby Foundation in the past. So yeah, and that couldn't happen without you guys, without the generosity of Raider Nation, because you guys were the ones that got the corporate world's attention. So we have some amazing super chats that have come in so far. John Rodriguez with a $5 donation to the One Nation Foundation.
Thank you, John.
Says, I freaking love your show, but I'm not holding my breath for the rest of the season or 2026. And I couldn't agree more with that.
Yeah, and thank you for the kind words about the show, man. We appreciate you, brother. And you're honestly, people like you are the only reason that we're here still.
Absolutely.
You just got to show up and talk about the Raiders. We can do that on our own.
Absolutely.
And be miserable.
And we don't do it on our own anyway.
That's true, yeah. Now we got to drag you guys into it.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
Thanks for being
Yeah,
entertaining.
absolutely. Jay Morris with a $5 donation in
Hey,
there.
thank you,
Says,
Jay.
says, hot take, Scream is the best slasher franchise.
You know what? I don't disagree with him.
It's hard to not.
It's hard to not, and I watched Scream 7 last night as I was doing show prep.
Okay.
And because every year it's my own little thing that I like to do, and I don't necessarily watch them all with people.
Sure.
If someone wants to watch it with me or happens to be there, fine. I watch back through the whole Scream series every year during October.
There you go.
That's kind of like my thing. And I remember because it was so fun going to the very first Scream movie. It was like a group of us. I was in like my early 20s, right, when that came out. And there was a group of us, a friend group, and it was like, that was back when movies were like an event where it was like, you know what I mean? It was like everybody would, it was like,
Totally.
oh my gosh, it was a big thing. It was way before HD TVs and all that kind of shit. Now, like now it's rare. You got the whole Barbenheimer thing a couple years ago.
Okay,
That
yeah.
was like a movie event kind of thing.
Yes.
But now, like, you don't really get like, you know, like when I was up and coming in like high school and stuff, I stood in line to see Dracula to get tickets. I stood in line through a whole showing ahead of me just to get tickets to go to the next showing when that came out. It was like those Halloween like event movies, and that's what Scream was like. And it was like one of the last ones. So I got incredibly fond memories of that first one, and then going back through and watching all of them. They're great, and they're not all great, but they're all great to me.
Sure.
So I'm with you, Jay. I'm with you, brother.
No, I love that for sure. And then of course our good buddy Intel is in the building, dropping a freaking banger,
did
man.
he?
$100
Come
donation to
on.
One Nation Foundation.
Wow.
Holy cow, Intel, man. You're the
Dude.
best, brother. Thank you.
Much respect. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. And he doesn't even say anything, huh?
No, just drops it. Just a mic drop in there.
Just shows in there and dumps a hundo, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so very, very much for that. And we appreciate all the donations, all the monetary values in there. But of course, those that jump out there when you get those ones that are for a hundo. But thank you to all of you spending your hard-earned money on this little show that we do, this little dopey Raider show that we do. We try to do some good with the money that you give us, and I hope that we do, and I hope we honor that. Those dollars that come in, thank you. And even if you can't donate monetarily to the show, just hit a like, hit a subscribe, hit a thumbs up, tell your Raider friends about us, hit a retweet, man. You guys are hooking your boy up on Twitter. I got a lot of amazing.
Hey, a little milestone for you, pal.
And just like, and not but ain't about me, but it's about like that. I love the engagement with Raider Nation, man. I do. Like people like give Twitter a lot of shit and give social media a lot of shit. But it can be whatever you make it. And I have 99% incredibly positive interactions, with people on Twitter. And I've made like Twitter friends, for lack of a better term, including one of our buddies coming up here who I'm going to mention. But it's really like a cool place to go. And like we've always said, the thing about this show that we want it to be is conversational. We want to interact with Raider Nation because we're such passionate Raider fans that nothing brings me more joy, frankly, than connecting and conversing and talking with other Raider fans.
Sure.
If it ain't my family, I want to talk to you all. You know what I'm saying? Or my friend, my best friends, whatever. But like, and now my friends are part of the show too. So it's like, we want to connect with you. So it's such a great place to do that. And I get a lot of support and a lot of retweets and a lot of stuff on there. And so thank you to those of you. That builds the brand. And it's not about brand building. That sounds so lame. But it's all about,
but I get what you're saying.
But it's building the One Nation Foundation. We can't do that without numbers, because when the advertisers see them, you know what I mean? When different individuals, they see that if they advertise on this show, if Believe, FanDuel, HTO, that they know that's going to be going out to some folks, then it's a value to their dollar spent with us. So thank you to you guys. Can't thank you enough. You're the absolute best. We absolutely love you guys and appreciate you so very much. You got one more in there that came in, I saw?
Yeah, absolutely. John Rodriguez jumps in there with another $5 donation. Says, I'm 52 and nothing will ever beat the Exorcist series, especially number 1.
Ooh, okay, I'm 52 too. You've never seen The Exorcist, and
Fuck no.
I'm saving you from that, bro. Like, listen, I consider myself a man of faith, and watching The Exorcist, I watched that movie when I was 8 years old.
That's what he said. He watched it when he was 8 too.
My dad, thanks Dad, showed me that movie when I was 8 years old, and not for real, man. Like it's not like I had like trauma over it or something. That shit was a lot. And then I watched it one other time as an adult, and I was like, nope, I'm never gonna watch this movie again. Like, so I respect it, and like in terms of like filmmaking, it's brilliant. Like it's incredibly well done. It's incredibly well acted. It's incredibly, but like the content of it and what they're actually talking about and the way that it's presented, I can't do it. I can't. It's too disturbing to me. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Okay.
So, but anyways, but I respect it. I mean, whatever. Everybody likes what they like, right?
Well, if you're not gonna watch it, I'm definitely not gonna watch it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Right. Hey, I just got a power and battery notification from the computer here. Oh,
Okay.
Wait a minute. I think I might have just fixed it. Let me see here. Okay, never mind. We're good.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that was.
It almost died.
That was a save, like at the goal line. Like that was a shoestring tackle at the goal line because the computer, the laptop, had gotten unplugged when we were setting up and was getting ready to freaking turn itself off.
Oh my gosh.
That would have been ugly. But anyways, enough about that. Let's do some contact info, Jeff.
Yeah, well, before we do that, each
you
and
got
every
an
week,
episode number.
Each and every week. So if you're live here,
I'm glad you're keeping up with this shit.
absolutely, man.
I'm just gonna go ahead and have another sip of my
have another one, pal.
soda out of my pumpkin mug.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. Well, I've got this thing. I keep doing the Belgian dip in here. I keep putting my whole nose in there.
Tell me about your life.
Oh my gosh! But hey, yeah. So each and every week, we take a significant moment within Raider Nation related back to our episode number. And although the show says 389 Spooktatular, it's 390 Raider Nation. And no, it's okay. It's okay. So we're going back. We're going back.
How far are we going back?
Way back.
And it goes a little something like this. Hit it.
We're going back to 1999.
Oh.
We're going to party like it's 1999 tonight here because that is the 99 Oakland Raiders. It's John Gruden's second year at the helm.
Indeed.
So we finished 8-8, fourth place in the division. Not great.
But it was a hell of a lot better than it was until up until
Well,
then.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But we closed the season. We close it with a 41-38 win in Arrowhead at Kansas City. And Darryl Russell famously said, yeah, we going home, but they going home. So not the best season, of course, but we finished the season scoring 390 points.
Let's go.
Hey.
Nicely done, Swag
Much
Jack.
respect, 99 Raiders.
That's freaking cool, man.
Absolutely,
yeah, man. That's one of my, I hate to say it's one of my all-time favorite moments because there are so many, and it's like, it's hard to put that up there with Sea of Hands and the Holy Roller and like all those Goes to the Post, you know. Shout out Rich Schmelter if you're into Raiders history.
Yeah.
Rich did, it's on this network. If you're on the audio podcast, it's audio only. But if you're on our audio podcast feed, if you subscribe to it, you can get the weekly podcast called Silver and Black Flashback, where Raiders Encyclopedia author Rich Schmelter goes and he covers like a particular topic each and every week. And it's a great listen. It's only like between 12 and 15 minutes usually. It's super, super cool. So he's done Kenny Stabler recently. He did a two-parter on Kenny Stabler. But this one for Halloween season, he did, of course, Goes to the Post.
Perfect.
And he added in some Halloween sounds and stuff. It's really, really good. And so I'm really proud of Rich and the amazing job that he's done with that show. And yeah, man, go check that out. It's pretty cool. But anyways, there's a lot of signature games for the Raiders, right?
Yes.
I know that wasn't in terms of consequence of that season, I know it wasn't a big deal because it was 8-8 and it was knocking the Chiefs out of the playoffs.
Right.
But what was so beautiful about that in retrospect, that was the beginning of some glory years.
Oh, bro.
That was the beginning. It was like when Darryl Russell walked off that field, it was like, and we had that young head coach, that innovative offensive mind.
Yes.
The scrappiness of that team. It was like, oh, we've got something here.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, 2000, 2001, 2002, boom, it launched from there. And so that was an exciting time to be a Raider fan. And that's going to lead us, segue, that's what we do in the biz. That's going to lead us into one of the early things I want to bring up. But first, That's called a teaser in the business. Ooh. But first, we're going to get some contact info from the one and only Uncle Mosh.
Woo! Hey, Raider Nation! You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an updated contact info. So sit up, zip up, shut up, and pay attention. You can call us at 909-345-3346, or as Murf would say it, 909-345-3346. How about emailing me? You want to email me? Email me at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes? Try Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast, the Twit at Twitter at Raiders Fan Radio, Insta something, Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio, the tiki-tiki-taki-talk, TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about the Twitch? Some of you out there twitching. Anyway, Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube. America, go to the YouTube. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
Oh, wait, we can't hear it to do our good. Shit.
Wait, here we go.
Good.
Nice, dude. Nice, dude.
Excuse me, don't mind me while I choke.
Hey.
That's a little Mark. Come on. Remember that one time we were doing something, I can't remember what it was, and all you could hear was him breathing.
Oh!
And you're like...
What, you mean every Raiders Fan Radio that we've ever done with Uncle Mosh?
It was so funny because you're like, oh, I think we're getting some
Jeez. Mixing a salad there every now and then, Uncle Mosh. God dang.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny, dude. Oh, you're gonna make up my makeup run. Anyways, all right, so we got so many things to get to tonight. I don't even remember what we were teasing because we have so many to get to tonight. Let me just start at the top of the list. We were just talking about scary movies. Oh,
yes.
All right. So somebody brought up in the chat, somebody brought up Sinners.
Great movie.
Fantastic. So the
Great movie.
The rule about our scary movie thing is that we have to pick one that the three of us, me and Michelle and Jeff, have not seen. So, because we'd all seen Sinners already, and Sinners was fantastic.
But I just watched it very recently.
I watched it again recently, too. I've seen it 3 times now.
It's so freaking good.
It's a spectacular movie.
It's a spectacular movie.
Yeah. On lots of levels. Like, we could do a whole podcast on freaking...
Yeah,
on
some people in the chat were saying, like, you know, it'll go down, like, this will be, like, this generation's, like, one of the scary movies coming up.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's got the spoilers if you haven't seen it, but it's got a lot of genres going on. Because you got the supernatural side of it.
Yep.
You've got the demonic thing going on. You got the vampire thing going on. You got like a lot of
almost
genre.
Wild Westy kind of too.
Yeah,
like you know,
it's got a lot of genre. It's a gangster movie almost. Like
100%.
You got a lot built into that thing. It reminded me a little bit of like Dusk Till Dawn, like how that had like multiple kind of like, you know what I mean, like genres all built into one thing.
Sure.
But Sinners is phenomenal. Sinners is absolutely phenomenal. But anyway, so the ones that we did this year. We did Ready or Not. That's where we started.
Yep.
That was with Samara Weaving. And we invited a lot of you to watch those movies along with us. So I hope that you did. That was fun. That was like horror comedy.
It was very horror comedy.
Very horror comedy. Very actiony. I thought it was very well acted and just a fun ride. It was a fun popcorn movie.
Well, and that was it was one of those movies where I was rooting for different people throughout the entire movie. You know, of course, you root for the girl in the main character.
Weaving,
the entire time. But like, there was a point where like, oh, the husband, I'm like, oh, I like him, and then at the end, I'm like, oh no, I don't like him.
Like, yeah, fuck that guy. Actually,
no, fuck that guy a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and the end is like, I didn't see the end coming.
I didn't either, and I loved
fun.
it. That ending shot of her on the stoop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Lighting her smoke, like that was freaking cool. Then we went to Companion. So Companion was cool. Again, another I wouldn't call it a scary movie.
Nah.
It reminded me, I think you said this, and I
did.
And will you tell them what you said?
Yeah, it reminded me of like a long episode of Black Mirror.
Yes.
Like this whole like, AI, robot-y, what happens when things take over and get smart and stuff like that. Like, it reminded me very much of that. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was a scary movie. It had some scary moments, like some
was just
like
gory.
Just a little gory moments and stuff like that. But no, I really enjoyed that movie.
I did too, man. Those were fun. And so then we were like, okay, well, these were kind of softballs here for old,
And I loved it.
old pansy ass over here.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, we got to step this up. And so Michelle found a movie. It's on Netflix. It came out in 2023. I don't remember it coming out, but it's called Cobweb. And Valerie and I watched Cobweb at like midnight, laying in bed, watching the movie. And she was genuinely mad at me after the movie was over because she had to watch Family Guy for an hour so she could wash her brain because it freaked her out so much. And like, and I'll save the spoiler, but like I didn't, because you don't know what the antagonist is. Is it supernatural? Is it feral? Is it like, you don't know what's going on? And then talk about twisting and turning and like with the parents and shit, like it went, but had me sucked in the whole time, and nothing is creepier, and this is what Valerie said, nothing is creepier, and this is what gets me about Exorcist too, creepier than horror towards kids. Because it takes us back to that place at youth where the knock on the door or the knock on anything, the scary bumps in the night resonate with us. But then also, bro, like it goes way, like it goes out there, and it was not disturbing, like it didn't really freak me out, but I didn't like, I felt uneasy watching it, I'll say
Yes. Yeah, no, I agree with that, and like there was a couple of big twists and stuff like that as well. It's like, it was another one of those ones where you're like, oh, I'm kind of rooting for whoever's on the other side of that wall, and like, oh, these parents suck, and then I'm like, oh damn, like I get it now. Like, and like, it was bananas, man. But it was a good movie, and it definitely brought me into spooky season, because those first two movies were kind of like you said, those little lobs to kind of break me in and all that stuff. But no, it was a good movie.
It was a good movie. And then, so last night, this last week, so that we were going to wrap it up with Weapons. We watched Weapons just 2 nights ago, maybe? I can't remember.
Yeah, I watched it last night.
You watched it last night, yeah. And, man, phenomenal film. I thought, like, from a filmmaking standpoint, directing, acting, cinematography, all that, I thought that was badass. And I love the way that it rolled out the different character experiences, almost like a Tarantino movie. And then, but it would advance the story. It gave you their shared timeline and then pushed it forward a little bit. And then the next person would share that timeline and then push it forward a little bit. And I thought that was a really cool way to tell a story. It had me wondering what the hook was for a very long time. And then Amy Madigan, shout out Amy Madigan. That's Uncle Buck's girlfriend. For those of you that are old enough to remember Uncle Buck. Uncle Buck's girlfriend is who plays the witch.
Really?
Yes. And
I had no idea.
Fucking crushed it, dude.
She crushes
She's
it.
Creepy as hell.
Creepy as fuck.
That character was an unsettling character to me.
Yes.
And I thought that movie was phenomenal, man. I loved it. It didn't scare me, other than like, there was the one jump cut where the girl looks up at the ceiling, and she's like, "Wow!" Like they're at the ceiling, like that jump scared me a little bit.
Yeah. There were some jump scares in there for sure that got me.
Man, that shit was badass. I loved it.
No, I enjoyed the different character perspectives, like just different cuts of the movie. They were like, now we're gonna follow this person. Now we're gonna follow this person, and like to see how they all intertwined and kind of came in. I thought that was really cool. The jump scares scared the piss out of me, of course.
Because they all do.
Yeah. But it's always unsettling to me. Kind of like what you said about Cobweb. It's unsettling to me when it involves kids.
Oh, yes, and thank you for saying that, because this was like that times 17.
Hello.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. So it wasn't my favorite movie. I didn't love it. I appreciated moments, and I appreciated, how they did the timelines and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, no. I mean, I'm a bitch, so it scared the shit out of me.
I love it. I love it, man. So, anyways, I can't. I normally can't read the chat barely, anyways. And now that I have my glasses on, I literally can't read the chat.
Yeah, well, I've got one eye, so
Yeah,
I'm
you got
with
one
you.
eye. So anyway, but let us know what you thought in the chat, and I hope you have had a good, enjoyed your spooky season.
Yes.
And for those of you that are headed out this weekend, man, Halloween on a Friday. How badass is that going to be?
Oh, it's perfect.
We're going to be at your crib. We're going to take the kids out trick-or-treating. Jeff's having a big party. And hopefully Michelle is feeling better by then and she can actually make it out and get to see her and Lamont and Darius. And it'll be a lot of fun out there at your place with your family. And so we're excited, man. And so for those of you that are going out, y'all be safe. And you know, I always say, get into a little bit of trouble. I always say that. I've always told my kids that. Like, go get in a little bit of trouble. Like, I don't want to have to bail you out, but go get in a little bit of trouble. Go have some fun. But don't do anything stupid. Don't
do
drink
anything
and drive.
stupid.
Don't
But
do
you know,
anything
if you got kids, go to a neighborhood where the parents pass out booze and they pass out kids.
Why do you think we come to your house? Why am I always volunteering to take your kids
I have the
trick-or-treating?
coolest freaking neighborhood because
yeah.
you go into driveways and they're like, here kids, here have a Snickers, and hey mom, hey dad, have a Jello shot or have a 99 brand. I'm like, holy shit! Like we come back and we're turned, like we're lit.
I'm like, man, trick or treat in Jeff's neighborhood is
it's
badass.
No, it's great. No, it's great.
I'm like, hey, Charlie and Holly, you want to go back out again? Put on a different costume. Let's go do this again. So, man, it's so fun, man. But anyway, so for those of you out there that are going to celebrate and do that, man, have fun with it, enjoy it, and we love you guys, and hope you enjoyed your scary movie season too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And on Saturday it begins Christmas season.
Oh, jeez.
Las Vegas, a city without a pro football team, in a world gone mad. What can we do about it? Acquire the most desired franchise in sports history? Sin City, lost wages, home of the Elvis weddings, and 24-hour debauchery. But finally, a match made in heaven. The Oakland Raiders have landed in the desert with the Death Star as their home. And to celebrate beyond your imagination has come 3 individuals hosting the most irreverent show while paying homage to the storied history of this franchise. Raiders Fan Radio with Murf, Swaggy J, and Michelle, taking a lighter side journey into the dark side.
Did I really just spill a drink on you?
Yeah, you spilled a cocktail all over me.
Is that how much on you is it?
It's in my shoe. It's in my everything. My brand new shoes that I just got. Oh yeah. It's
Critique it. So what am I saying now?
So Raiders Fan Radio. This is Swag Jeff and Michelle.
Raiders Fan Radio. Okay, all right, here we go.
All right.
Hey, my name is Lincoln Kennedy, and you are listening to Raider Fan Radio with Murf, Swag. I'm sorry, let's do that.
No, it's okay.
Swag.
Come on, Lincoln.
Swag Jeff. Michelle.
And Michelle,
That's
yes.
simple.
Yeah, that's a
Murf,
easy
Swag,
one.
Jeff, Michelle. Okay.
There we go.
This is Lincoln Kennedy, and you're listening to Raider Fan Radio with Murf, Swag, Jeff, and Michelle.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you, Lincoln.
sir.
Appreciate you so much.
That was great.
Hey,
yeah.
thanks a lot.
Appreciate you.
Really appreciate
Give it
it.
up for the legend, Lincoln.
Yeah, that was
Hey,
great.
the
That's
legend himself, man.
That is so cool. All right, we appreciate you, Raider Nation. Appreciate the chat room. Hey, Jeff, shout them out, man. There's a whole bunch of people.
There's a
in the
whole
chat
bunch
room
of people in there, man. Yeah,
Are they loving the scary movie stuff?
A lot of talk about scary movie
Good,
stuff in
good,
here,
good.
man. Yeah, absolutely. Some people are talking. Storm was talking about The Black Phone.
I love that movie. And
You
the
do?
second one's coming out.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, good call, Storm.
Okay.
That first Black Phone movie's badass.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Paul says, Michelle put me onto a 1962 film called Carnivals of Souls. A very good and a great twist in that one.
Okay.
He also says that the 1960 film called The Innocents with Deborah Carr has a lot of scary kid stuff.
Ooh, okay.
So yeah,
All right.
so there you go. But yeah, Martin is in there. Let's see, No Raider, No Cry is in there.
That's a great name.
Paul is in there. Demon King is in there. Yoshi is in there. Corey Fleck, Jay Morse, Ron the Mater Raider, Doug McRoberts is in there. Let's see, Storm, like I said. Tiny Hat Sewer Rat is in there. Wyoming Raider is in there. Yeah, man. Tide Raider is in there. Let's see, who else is in there? Let me keep scrolling here. I think I said Storm. Yeah, let's see, AGVLV is in there. Yeah, we got the whole crew, man.
That's awesome, man. Appreciate you all very, very much for joining us for this episode of Raiders Fan Radio. All right, let's talk about the Raiders. We don't have all of our sound effects and segment things that we normally do tonight. In fact, sorry, Paul, I don't have your Paul, but Jeff knows it by heart, so he can do that later.
Yeah.
But we're going to start off the show by giving a little bit of respect. We don't do props, we don't do shout outs. There's nothing wrong with those things, but we're Italians. We like to give a little bit of respect.
Well, yeah.
I don't want to dwell too much on it because it's frankly sad. But I do want to make sure that we give our respects to the great Carol Davis and, of course, the great George Atkinson, who unfortunately have passed this week. And just a couple quick things on them both. Carol Davis was, by all accounts, a balancing force to Al. And while she was never active in the Raiders organization per se, she was very active in the balancing of him out when it came to negotiations, when it came to business decisions and things like that. And I think about her in the sense that, what if she wasn't there to balance that sumbitch out?
Truth.
Like, Al was already incredibly aggressive, incredibly take no shit from nobody.
Yep.
And not that there's anything wrong with those things.
Yep.
But I think that we can also, while respecting the greatness of Al Davis, also respect the idea that he was freaking a loose cannon on a lot of stuff. And so the idea that Carol was there to pull that man back at times and be nurturing to their kid, because Al Davis was, again, I'm not trying to speak about people's personal life, but we know this because we've heard accounts from players that Al wasn't a dad like you and me.
Sure.
He wasn't an I love you dad. It wasn't like that. But Carol was that for Mark. And so Carol was just she's just a really cool figure in Raider Nation, man. And so I'd like to give her a lot of respect in that. And then you want to say anything on Carol, then I want to talk about George.
No, talk about George.
All right. So then we get to George Atkinson. Gosh, freaking bummer, man. We've interviewed George a couple of times, 3 times, I think, maybe.
Yeah,
George was always there at the fan events. He was always there for the Bolitnikovs at the Bolitnikov Foundation dinner, just a really kind of a tragic towards the end of his life, the losing of both of his sons, and like a lot of challenges in that man's life, and still was, again, by accounts of his remaining family, still just like a good dude in a bright spot. And and every time we ever had a chance to talk to George, and this is not me trying to name drop, I just want to share that we had the good fortune of getting actually to meet him a few times and talk to him a few times. And very gracious with his time and very gracious with us and just knucklehead podcasters and willing to sit down and tell us stories. And I'll get such a kick when he talked about being at practice, and he's playing with the legendary Soul Patrol, and George is the last member of the Soul Patrol for us to lose, sadly.
Yeah.
And we talk about these guys, and he was like, I was the fastest of all of them. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, and I'm not kidding. I ran like a 4.2, and that was before they were good at measuring stuff.
Yeah.
George was fat. George, to hear him tell stories like that and hear him talk about that, he was, Jeff, representative of, we'll talk more about this in a little bit, but we're losing the legends and the men and women that connected us to the founding moments of the mystique of Raider Nation, to the great building blocks that formed this organization. We're losing those folks. And Fred Bolitnikov told us at that dinner a few years ago, we paved a path to success. And we painted a lot of lines on that road. Remember this?
Yep.
And he said, it's time for these guys to paint their own lines.
Yeah.
The road to success is there. Now it's time for you guys to go and paint your own line. That resonated with me so massively, Jeff. And the idea that those guys that paved that path to greatness, we're losing them. And George, man, being the last member of the Soul Patrol to pass away, it hit me this week, man. And I don't know if it was more because we met him in person or if it's just because I have the respect for him as a man, as a player. Like, I don't know what it is. And I'm rambling now, so you talk, but like, bro, that one smacked me in the freaking face.
Yeah, no, and it kills me that the 2025 Raiders was the last Raider group that he got to see.
Oh, jeez.
You know what I'm saying? Because we asked him several years ago, we asked him in an interview, you know, another year, I think it was 2022 or 2023, I can't remember, but we asked him, you know, if you were in the locker room for the Raiders right now, what would you say to them?
I remember this. Yeah.
And he said, well, this is the family-friendly show. I don't think I could say what I would say to them right now. Like, it's just a different game. Like, they don't play with the grit, with the pop, with the, you know, that they did back in the days of the Soul Patrol, you know. But you could tell he was just so upset and so down about the state of the Raiders at that time. And he never got to see the rise. And the rise is coming. But he never got to see it. And that's so sad that like we're losing legends like Carroll Davis, like Atkinson, like we're losing these people before the Raiders come back. Like, come on, Raiders, like be great again so our past can see where the road is going. Like, it just, it bums me out, man, that the 2025 Raiders is the last group that George Atkinson got to see.
Yeah, I hear that loud and clear, man. And that's what also pisses me off about the posthumous inductions into the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Like, quit inducting our legendary Raiders posthumously. You know what I'm saying? It happened to Stabler. It happened to Cliff Branch.
Yep.
Let's not let it happen to Lester Hayes.
Come on,
you know
dude.
what I'm saying? Like, let's not, like, what do we do in NFL Hall of Fame? Like, quit fucking around and put these guys in let them see that, at least give them that moment.
Yes.
Because if the team's not going to give them those moments, at least NFL give them those. Well, it's not the NFL that runs the Hall of Fame. They're a separate thing, but still Pro Football Hall of Fame. Like, let's give the recognition where the recognition is due. You know what I mean? And so, and that's where, like, you know, let's transition. Let's segue. I did it again. Okay. Segue into a comment from our buddy OG Todd. Okay. And I'm not trying to be all heavy here and like, you know, negative or nothing like that, Raider Nation. But I'm gonna ask a question. And I already, for those of you that paid attention last night, as I was testing out some equipment, I needed to go live to make sure everything was gonna work. And so I did a little like 15-minute podcast, Jeff. And I was venting about some things about the current state of the Raiders because our fucking GM apparently doesn't want to give the current state of the Raiders. Apparently, we go through a bye week and we don't hear from a guy that's supposedly running the ship. I never thought we'd see somebody less than Reggie McKenzie. Reggie McKenzie used to like be like Groundhog Day. Like he would pop out once a year and just like do a press conference and be like, oh, okay, that was cool. And then you never see him again. Yeah. You never hear from him again. Yeah. Freaking, where's John Spytek? Mr. Freaking, I can't not do an interview in the off season, but now we're in the middle of the season. We want to know what's up. Well, we don't. And so, anyway, so point being though, it was like, okay, well, what's the state of the Raiders to us, okay? And that was kind of like what I spieled on about last night. Well, I want to shout out my buddy OG Todd. My buddy OG Todd on Twitter. He's at Raiders Strong on there.
Okay.
Big powerlifter guy. You've heard me talk about him before. Yeah. Cool dude, man. And so he asked me a question, and I told him I would make it a segment on the show. And his question, and I'm going to pose it to you, and I'm going to shut up because I want you to go first. Because I want you to interpret it however you interpret it.
Okay.
And on you chat room, I want to hear your answers. Is Raider Nation breaking?
Ooh. This is a tough question.
Hard as hell, isn't it?
It's hard as hell.
You want to think about it for a minute?
No. Yes. 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 I mean, how long can we endure? You know what I mean?
And I wanted to ask you, let me set you up real quick.
Okay, set me up.
I wanted to ask you because you've been a fan of this team for 7 years.
Yes.
I've been a fan of this team for 50 years.
Uh-huh.
Right? So we have two completely different perspectives.
Yes.
So it's easy for me to answer this. hard as shit for you. And that's why it stumped you.
Yeah, no, it stumps me for sure. You know, I'm a part of the age, and I feel like my age and younger are, you know, maybe a little younger than me, but like people want things now. They don't want to be patient. So when you see younger fans, it wouldn't shock me at all for younger Raider fans to jump ship. I'll go root for the freaking name your other team
Niners,
that's doing well.
Whatever.
I'll go root for the Colts. I'll go root for the Chiefs. I'll go root for the whoever. You know, but like right now, I feel like, you know, even amongst the older Raider fans and stuff like that, the OGs, the people that have been there for so long, they're so like the age of media and the age of social media and all that stuff. Like we're seeing everyone's opinions all the time.
Yes.
And back in the 80s, we didn't have that. You know, if we had Twitter in the 80s, the Derek Carr conversation that has happened over the course of the last 10 years would have been the same thing about Jim Plunkett.
Yeah.
Would have been the same thing about Jeff Hostetler. Would have been the same thing, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like there's all these different quarterbacks and different players and stuff like that would have happened. And so, you know, yes, so there's so many polarizing topics that happen right now that I wouldn't say it's dividing Raider Nation. Raider Nation is divided because there's people that want the immediate success and there's the people that want the patience and all that stuff. And I kind of go back to your conversation that you had on Silver and Black today with that particular individual that we won't name. Because, but like, you know.
Speaking of villains.
Yeah. But like, it's folks like that like they have their way and they're not willing to listen to other opinion. Like they've got it set in their mind. This is what's going to happen. And so like, yes, like it's just, there's so much disagreements within Raider Nation right now. And there's the group of people that want Derek Carr to come out of retirement. There's the group of people that want John Gruden to come back. There's the group of people that want Aiden O'Connell to start for this friggin' football team. There's people that want to trade Max Crosby. There's people that don't. There's so many things right now that like aren't about the Raiders. I mean, they're about the Raiders. They're Raider adjacent and it's players and stuff like that. But like people have lost sight, I feel, of what does it mean to be a Raider?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair.
You know?
Yeah, that's fair. And it's a hard one, man. And that's why I thought it was a great question. Like it was
fantastic question.
And some of the best questions are the simplest and the shortest.
Yep.
And so because I took it as, okay, like what facets of Raider Nation could, quote, be breaking? And here's what I will say, and this is something, so that's a younger man's perspective, and I'll give you an older man's perspective. I'm not an old man, but I'm older certainly than Jeff, and I'm in my 50s, and I'm old enough to remember, you know, seeing Super Bowls, you know what I mean, and watching them actually get won by our team. There's a sentiment amongst even the older fans that I'm tired. We're tired of this. How long can we endure these things? Because while even though we had those incredible years with Gruden 1.0, we talked about it. Mm-hmm. The end of 99, 2000, 2001, 2002.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was the Art Shell 1.0. There's your boy Jeff Hostetler. Shout out 15. But we got blown out in the AFC Championship 51-3 by the goddamn Buffalo Bills. Okay? Didn't end on a good note.
Right.
It wasn't like we were winning championships. After that, you got to go to 1984. January 22nd, 1984 to be specific, when Marcus Allen runs with the Knight and we win a Super Bowl. Uh-huh. That was so we had 2 periods of time since 1984 that we were consistently a year in, year out playoff contender and relevant in the NFL. That's a long time. And so while you all might feel more win now, Mr. Millennial over there, or even Gen Z or whatever, us fossils over here are going, holy shit, we've been hanging in here for this shit for 40 fucking years. And it's still, other than a couple blips on the radar, Like, so I look at like younger fans and I'm like, oh, no wonder you're so enthralled by Derek Carr. No wonder. That's the only thing you've ever had to root for. You got 2016 and 2021. Congratulations.
Right.
You got 2 playoff appearances. That's what you're literally hanging your Raider fandom hat on.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm hanging my fandom on. I'm hanging my fandom on 3 championships, 5 straight AFC freaking championships, all those division titles, beating the Miami Dolphins and ending their undefeated streak. I'm hanging my hat on that shit. I'm hanging my hat on that man over there, John Madden, being carried off the field. That's what I'm hanging my fandom on. You all are hanging your shit on, oh, yay, we got to the playoffs. Sorry, I'm like, I feel awful for you. So to answer the question, Todd, is Raider Nation breaking? Yes. I don't know what I've never not wanted to go to a Raider game. I'll say it like this, and then I'll shut up. We'll turn back to Jeff. I've never not wanted to go to a Raider game. I love going to Raider games. I love Las Vegas. I loved going to Raider games in Oakland. But there is a part of me, Jeff, that have a trip out in January. I don't even feel like going to the game. I've never felt like that in my whole life. And I know that I've had a lot of people that like hit me up on Twitter and stuff. They're like, yeah, but Murph, it's about the shared experience with your family and Raider Nation. Yes, I agree. I love that. I can do that and not go into the stadium. I can go into the tailgate and J lot and go over in H lot and all that and hang out with go to the B lot brothers, whatever, you pick it, and have an absolute blast and love being with my Raider Nation family. Because Raider Nation itself is a family, and that family will never stop, will never cease, and it's never let me down. But I don't want to walk in that goddamn stadium and be surrounded by a bunch of fucking Chiefs fans and watch my team get the shit kicked out of them.
Because you know it's going to be 75% Chiefs.
That's what I'm saying. And so, and there's a lot of people that feel like that are older, younger, middle generation, whatever. You pick it. And those are the people that the Raiders are starting to lose. So when you lose those people, yes, it breaks the nation, unfortunately. And it's, I don't know how else to give you more impassioned presentation on it, Jeff. But that's some hard shit to have to deal with. And I said it on last night, and we got a bigger audience tonight, so I want to say it again. Outside, I don't love labels. I hate labels, frankly. Whatever you want to label somebody as politically or whatever else, I hate that shit. But what I will tell you is this: I'm proudly a Christ follower.
Sure.
I'm proudly a husband.
Yeah.
I'm proudly a dad.
Yeah.
I'm proudly your best friend. I'm proudly Uncle Mosh's nephew. There are some labels that I will wear with pride. Right under those is Raider fan. And don't claim to be anything else other than that.
Yeah.
Than just a big ass Raider fan.
Yeah.
So the idea that you would lose me, that I'm becoming apathetic, indifferent, the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is indifference. And I'm becoming indifferent about the Las Vegas Raiders because I've been at Allegiant Stadium 10 times at least to see games. I've seen it. The shine is worn off. Now I want to go to the game and actually watch a good team play.
Right.
And so you feel me, bro? I don't know. I'm all over the place. I'm going to expect everybody to agree with me.
I'm with you.
But you talk, man. Shit.
No, I'm with you, man. Like Murph said, I've been a Raider fan since 2019. So 6-7 years.
Frankly, but still.
Sure. Yeah. But I've been around for a little bit, but, I'm still a young Raider fan.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I've done my homework and the things that you hang your hat on, John Madden getting carried off on the field, Marcus Allen running with the night, the Holy Roller, Ken Stabler, Daryl LaMonica, friggin' George Atkinson, getting sued by the friggin', suing the, just the whole deal, Jack Tatum and friggin' old man Willie. And those are the things that I hang my hat on, but I had to go do my research for that. Mm-hmm. Not everyone is willing to do that.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these younger Raider fans, they don't have a whole lot to hang their hat on. Like you said, Derek Carr, a polarizing guy. You look at folks like the Meng guy. They were a ride or die DC guy. You know what I mean? But what else do they have? You know what I mean? Derek was their guy. Derek was their Gannon. Derek was their Stabler. You know what I'm saying? Like
LaMonica.
And LaMonica, all those things. Yeah. So winning will cure all. But as far as Raider Nation, we talk about Raider legends growing old. We talk about Fred Biletnikoff's going to be 81, 82 years old.
I know where you're going.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
We talk about losing George Atkinson. Bill Piano ain't getting any younger.
Freddie's going to be 83.
Freddie's going to be, yeah. You know what I'm saying? How many more years do we got of Fred? Not to be morbid or anything like that. And we love Fred, and we hope he lives to 150 years old. But Raider Nation is also aging out. How much longer is Gorilla Rilla going to be around before he hangs it up? How long is the Violator going to be before he goes, you know what, I'm done putting on the makeup. I'm done. Or until those guys pass or what, you know what I'm saying? Who's gonna carry that torch? You know what I'm saying? When Al Davis patched, who carried that torch? Mark is kind of carrying the torch, I guess. But I mean, as far as Raider Nation, who are the young up and coming Raiders, you've got to give these people, we've got to give this younger generation something to root for besides Max fucking Crosby. And then now we're talking about trading his ass? You know what I'm saying? What are we going to hang our hat on Charles Woodson for the next 50 fucking years? You know what I'm saying? And he won a championship in the freaking green and gold. He came back for a swan song and we love that about him. But we jettisoned him too. He was gone. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. And we could talk about, I can go on and on about Max Crosby and how I feel like the Raiders don't need to trade. Okay. The Raiders don't need to move Max Crosby. Just like the Raiders didn't move Howie Long. Just like the Raiders didn't move George Atkinson. Just like the Raiders didn't move Fred Biletnikoff. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys need to be Raiders forever. And Max Crosby needs to be a Raider forever. Will it set us back? Maybe a little, depending on how we draft. Whoops.
Sorry, don't worry about it.
No, it's okay. But he needs to be a Raider forever. He needs to be the building block, the leader, because there's so much more. We can argue about whether Max Crosby has been the playmaker on the field.
I'm going to own some. I caught some shit from some people.
Good.
Because I asked Michelle, and you weren't here, so
but I heard it.
I said, is he a game changer? And
yeah.
Some people at freaking on the socials, I had a guy just send an Instagram DM and called me names. I won't tell you what they are, but basically for asking the question, just that alone, lit some people up that I would ever even ask the question, is Max Crosby a game changer? Now I stand behind that question because I see Myles Garrett, I see TJ Watt, I see Micah Parsons. I don't see Max Crosby as much. That's why I asked the question. It's a question. I'm not advocating nor trying to sell a position. But that's where the genesis of this is. So
yeah, and I hear you on that. I really do. There's games. I'll tell you, on defense, when I watch the Raiders play, I'm looking at 98. I'm not looking at the secondary. I'm not looking at anywhere else. I'm looking to see, is Max Crosby going to get to the quarterback? Every play on defense that I watch, my eyes go to 98 immediately. And is he always in the backfield? He's always disruptive.
Yes.
He will cause the quarterback to scramble out of the pocket, to do whatever, to step up, whatever. Is he always getting the sacks? Is he always getting the stats? No. But there's so many intangible things that come with Max Crosby that isn't just the play on the field. If we lose Max Crosby, what are the Raiders' identity?
Oh, well, and it's arguable now.
It's arguable now.
He's the closest thing we have to an identity. I agree.
Yeah. If we lose Max Crosby, we don't have an identity.
Yeah, I agree.
The end. And just like what I was saying earlier about Raider Nation, like who's going to carry the torch, Max is carrying the torch right now.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah.
And he's the only one.
I mean, unfortunately.
I mean, name another player or name another person in this building besides 98 that isn't named Mark Davis that is carrying the torch for the Raider Nation, for what it means to be a Raider.
I could give you a few names.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, well, there are two in particular that come to mind.
Okay.
But it's kind of a sad state of what your point is that I would say A.J. Cole and Daniel Carlson. I would say those guys, especially A.J. Cole. Like, that guy is freaking, like, he's carrying the torch for the legacy of Ray Guy and Shane Leckler and the oddity of Raiders and the quirkiness and all
I
that.
hear you.
He's very much that. And so I got a lot of respect for A.J. Although he's very, very quiet, I would put Colton Miller into that conversation because he's a lifetime guy so far. So I would put him in that conversation. But you're right. But outside of that, that's probably a little bit of reaching.
You're reaching. Yeah, you're reaching a little bit.
Reaching, but not on AJ. I would give him that. He's an Oakland Raider. Like I would give AJ that because you're right. With when Derek left, that evaporated and then went 100% to Max. And so if we lose Max, then you're right. And that's again one of the reasons too why I think that we should draft a first-round quarterback. Like I think it's so freaking far overdue for us to draft a first-round quarterback. It's like, what are we doing?
Even if we have other needs, our offensive line is weak, our secondary is weak, our wide receiver core weak. Like there's so many needs that we have, but until we have a franchise quarterback, and I see the argument on Twitter all the time, and people call into different shows and all that, and I hear all that shit. Like, well, what are we gonna put him out to dry? Because he doesn't have an offensive line. It's so much more than that. You got to build. But you got to have that leader. You got to have QB1 locked down. And right now we don't have it, and we haven't had it in a long time.
Yeah, and that's what cost Tom Telesco his job. Frankly, that's the reason that he got fired was because he couldn't figure out the quarterback position. And, and I hear that a lot too. Be like, oh, we're gonna put him a bad offensive line. Yeah. You trust this coaching staff to to develop a young quarterback? No, I don't. Is this coaching staff even going to be there, or would they even draft a guy high? I don't know. But all I know is this, and this is the way that I would present it to you all, is that not every, I get Brock Purdy exists, but for the most part, teams that invest in first-round quarterbacks end up being successful over the longer period of time because it's the most important position in all of team sports.
Come on.
So you have to freaking get that thing figured out. And until we get that figured out, the Raiders are probably not going to go very far because we are continually band-aiding the position. And you can't. Like those of you on AOC, we've seen AOC. He's a Band-Aid. You want freaking, Kenny Pickett? He's a Band-Aid. Geno Smith is a Band-Aid. I didn't think he would be. I was fully convinced in this offseason that he was possibly the future for our football team for 3 or 4 years. I thought Geno Smith was going to be the quarterback of our football team for 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was the dumbest freaking take I've maybe ever had. Well, no, I've had some dumbass takes. But I thought that's where this thing was going. This season, Jeff, has wrecked my brain. Because not only the Geno thing, but Pete and his inability to admit a mistake and his inability to make for change. This shit is wild, man. But I do know this, that you've got to get quarterback figured out. Yep. You got to get, speaking of making mistakes and getting quarterback figured out, did you see that video of Liam Cohen with the Jaguars? They're watching film with the whole team, and one of the guys goes, "Hey, coach, I made that mistake right there. That was me." And he goes, and he got mad. And he was like, "Yeah, but I didn't set you up. But I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, I didn't set you up for success. I need to do a better job of getting you in a position to where you can be successful in the play and that you can lead to the overall play success.
Wow.
That's ownership.
We don't have a coach in our building that will ever do that.
That will never point at themselves and go, you know what? And I'm not talking about, it wasn't some bullshitty, oh, this one's on me. It wasn't just, hey, it was on me. It's, no, man, no. I'm mad. I'm pissed off. You shouldn't have to feel that way. I let you down. I'm going to be better going forward.
Right.
That's some fucking leadership, bro.
Absolutely.
And it's like, that doesn't exist in our room. But
And it hasn't in a long time.
But what do you got? You got a younger offensive-minded head coach. You've got a freaking guy that's willing to take accountability and to improve, and a first-round quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. What do you think is going to happen, Raider Nation, on Sunday? Probably going to beat the ever-living shit out of us. If we can't get freaking 6 points on the board against the Colts and a goose egg against the Chiefs, what are we good for against the Jaguars defense? 10? 13? You think that's enough to win a football game? When was the last time we scored more than 20? Other than when we played the freaking Titans, who are arguably the worst team in the league.
And only scored 20 and should have lost that game, frankly.
Like, I'm telling you, man, like we are in bad shape and in bad territory, and until significant strides are taken, and the first one is get aggressive to get a quarterback. And the people out there that say, oh, you can't put a young first-round quarterback behind this bad offensive line. Yes, you can. Derek Carr was behind a bad offensive line and won 3 games in his rookie season. And then Reggie McKenzie started building a goddamn wall in front of him. And Kelechi Osemele was there. And Gabe Jackson was there. Rodney Hudson was there. And Donald Penn was there. And then you remember when Austin Howard was the biggest thing we had to bitch about on the offensive line? Remember that? And next thing you know, 2 years later, we're 12-4 and in the playoffs. And if it wasn't for Derek breaking his leg, we'd have probably beat the Houston Texans and actually won a playoff game, not just made it.
Yeah.
So the point is, though, you can build around that guy, that Jeff's point, but you got to get him first. The Titans got to get Cam Ward and then eat shit for this year because their offensive line is
maybe
trash.
next year, too.
And maybe even some next year, too. And then you watch. Next thing you know, it's going to be him and C.J. Stroud and Trevor Lawrence and duking it out for the freaking lead in that division.
Yep.
And in the meantime, 3 of the teams, if the playoffs started today, all 3 teams in the AFC West that aren't the Las Vegas Raiders are in the playoffs. And what do they all have figured out? Quarterback.
Come on.
They all have what, Jeff? First-round quarterbacks.
There you go.
The formula is there.
Yep.
It ain't that freaking hard, Raiders.
Yep.
What are we doing?
100%.
How many times are we going to kick the can down the road?
Yeah, man. I totally agree,
Therapy
man.
session. Where's the chicken?
Yeah. Yeah, grab that shit.
Lighten it up around here.
Not yet. No, I mean, you're exactly right, man. At some point we had to swing. So we knew Derek was getting a little bit older. Why are we not drafting a quarterback back in 2020 or 2021?
Or 2019.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I look at John Gruden and friggin' Mike Mayock. I look at Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler.
Dude.
I look at Tom Telesco and Antonio Pierce. I look at Pete Carroll and I look at John Spytek. I look at all these guys and I want to give you one of these because you haven't drafted a fucking quarterback. The end.
The end.
Like, what are we doing? Like, and for real, screw Josh McDaniels for letting Derek Carr go without a plan B.
Yeah,
Without
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Your plan was Jimmy Garoppolo. And speaking of the clown nose that I'm wearing right now, when we talked about, we thought you thought Geno Smith was going to be the guy for our next 3 or 4 years. I own a Jimmy Garoppolo jersey. I own a Gardner Minshew jersey. I own a Geno Smith jersey. Like, I thought all these guys were going to be the answer, and they're not.
You own a Marcus Mariota jersey.
Well, I got that framed. Give me Mariota today over any quarterback that we have right now.
More than any quarterback we've had in the last 3 years.
Come on.
I'd take Marcus Mariota in a second right now to be the starting quarterback of your Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, you would.
Jeez, bro. We are in rough shape. What's next? I don't even know.
Hey, so we're feeling spooky, man. We're feeling.
Well, shout out the chat room. That's always a good place.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. So let's see who is in there. Paul is in there. Alfred Esparza is in there. Storm. Corey Fleck is in there. Paul. Let's see. Raider 27. That's Alan Bell is in there.
Yeah.
Ron the Materator is in there. Raider Brian is in there. Kyle Raider is in there. Let's see. Jay Harris is in there. Foxy Scorpio is in there. Martin is in there. Let's see who else is in there. Jay Morse is in there. Yeah, we got the whole crew, man. So,
awesome.
yeah, thanhanks for sticking around, hanging out with us.
Before you hit that contact thing, I want to say one more thing.
No, we're not hitting contact.
Not contact, but I mean the
FanDuel?
the break there. Well, yeah. Oh, we got to do FanDuel. Yes.
Yeah.
We do FanDuel. I tell you what, hit a break and then do FanDuel coming out of the break, please.
Okay. Do right now?
No, not yet. I want to mention because all this thing started with respect. I'll get it out.
Respect.
Wow, who's been sipping out of his pumpkin? Yikes. I want to give.
I just started thinking about David S. Pumpkins. Remember that from Saturday Night
Oh
Live?
yeah.
Any questions?
Shout out David S. Pumpkin. That would be a cool costume for you to do. You can pull off Hanks.
You can pull off Hanks.
Although we don't like Tom Hanks.
No, I'll dress up as Wilson.
There you go. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, there's a vendetta against Tom Hanks around here.
Well, yeah, he was a
Do you
Raider fan.
remember that?
He was a Raider fan for a long time.
Yeah, but he slighted the show too.
Did he slide the show?
Oh, huge.
Really?
Huge.
He listened.
A lot, and then didn't. And Uncle Mosh and Tom Hanks have a thing. I think it would be hands on sight. I'll just say that.
Wow, and not in a good way.
Oh no, they'd be throwing hands.
Oh, throwing hands.
Yeah.
Not touching hands.
No.
You said Uncle Mosh and Tom Hanks, they got a thing.
Oh no, I don't mean it like that.
And there'd be hands. There'd be some hand stuff.
No.
Don't tell us about your life.
No, there would be fisticuffs.
Yeah.
On the heels of that nonsense, there are three people though that I do want to give a little bit more respect to, and I'm not going to give a full spiel on them because we can do that at the next show.
Yeah.
But finalists for the Hall of Fame.
Ooh, okay.
Hall of Fame. Trask. Trask.
Yes.
Give it up for Amy, the Princess
Come
of
on.
Darkness.
Come on.
Amy, turn that
Hey.
off. Amy Trask up there for the Hall of Fame for a contributor. These are the contributor categories.
Okay.
And we'll talk about more about Amy next week, but I'd love to talk about why she's on that list because Amy is badass. John Facenda, the voice of the
Really?
the voice of Black Sunday. The last video that man ever narrated for NFL Films was our Super Bowl Black Sunday. John Facenda is on there.
Is he not? I can't believe he's not in the Hall.
I know, right? And then the last name I'll give you, and no Raider connections, but I couldn't believe this guy's on the Hall of Fame, Howard Cosell. One of the most famous football broadcasters and boxing and everything else.
Sure.
Sports broadcasters of all time. Founded Monday Night Football practically on the list for a contributor to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So we'll talk more about that next week.
Sure.
Podcasting and YouTube, the final frontier. These are the episodes of Raiders Fan Radio. Its never-ending quest to bring you the adventures of the Las Vegas Raiders. Its mission to raise money for the One Nation Foundation and to win over new fans. To support the takeover of opposing stadiums and to continue its lighter side journey into the dark side.
What's up? It's Brockman from The Rich Eisen Show.
And it's Del Tufo from The Rich Eisen Show.
You're listening on Raiders Fan Radio.
Yes!
Oh my gosh, somebody in there said in the chat room there, and shout out the chat, and I can't barely see it, but somebody brought up the name Bill King. I know, unbelievable. Thank you for saying that. That is such an incredible oversight on my part that I didn't mention Bill King. Man, like absolutely a guy that defined Bay Area sports. You know, doing the play-by-play for the Warriors, doing it for the A's, doing it for the Raiders. That's the guy that calls the Holy Roller. That's the guy that calls the Sea of Hands. That's the guy that calls, everything that was famous about the Raiders of the 70s and again, the A's and the Warriors, man. Like just an absolute legend. And I know that he's got like the Bill Frick Award, and I know he's in a bunch of other Hall of Fames, but he's not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So thank you for shouting that out. I appreciate you very much for doing that. All right. Let me see if I can shout out the chat room real quick before we get into the Sea of Fans mailbag. So we got Corey Fleck is in there. Martin is in there. Alfred Esparza is in there. Ron the Materator is in there. Appreciate you, Ron. Appreciate James Furpo. Intel is in there. Appreciate you, brother. He says, I got to go drinking with you guys. Yeah, you do.
Well, yeah.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, we're good to share a cocktail or two. We're out there in Vegas at
absolutely.
Or anywhere. Here in a fan cave, drinking out of pumpkin.
Hey,
salud.
Respect.
Happy spooky season. Mine's just coffee, though.
Is it?
No. But Paul Edgerton is in there. That's why I said Paul Edgerton. That's why I put extra syllables in Edgerton.
Oh, the emails are coming up soon. Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
man.
Oh, jeez.
Swaggo's going to be in a blender reading these emails.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
You haven't had any Jim Beam tonight, but those Mick Ultras are starting to...
No, they're hitting.
They're starting to sting your tongue a little bit.
They're hitting.
Yeah. It's fine. This is stinging my tongue, too. So we're both
Well,
in this
yeah.
together. It's Halloween, and our team is 2-5. Ooh. Oh, I need to play a thing. Here we go. There we go. Oh, no, this thing.
What was that?
I don't know. There's this one. Some scary lady laughing or something. I think.
Oh,
I know we
scary
can't
lady.
hear it. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, yeah. Did this thing die? Did our speaker die?
No, you can hear a little bit. Okay, look at the camera and act surprised. There we go. For those of you just tuning in, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Or you're welcome. But anyway, shout out the chat room in there. Paul Edgerton is in there. Martin, as I mentioned, James Furpo. Anthony Provencio is in there. Appreciate you. Appreciate Yoshi in there, gifting memberships like crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Very, very cool. We appreciate and love all of you. I love. He says, "Was it? What's Intel say? My thing's blocked out there. I can't see it." Storm says someone 3 a.m. in the Bell bathroom. That's funny.
Nice.
Oh, that hat takes me back, Paul. Oh, okay. I know what he's talking about there. I'm sure it's something cool, but something that I probably missed because I can't see and I can't barely read. Anyways, outside of that, it's time to hear from you because we love to hear from you in the chat room. It's always awesome to hear from you in the chat room at youtube.com/RaidersFanRadio. And it's also awesome to hear from you in the emails and the voicemails. We call it the Sea of Fans mailbag. I can't see the button. Here, you got to push the button.
Sea of Fans mailbag.
Thanks, Joe.
There he is, baiting, looking. He's under the gun. He's caught, he throws. It is!
All right, so here in the Sea of Fans mailbag, we can hear from you a multitude of ways. Not only in the chat room, as I mentioned, but you can also email the show, and you can email the show at show. That is show. SHOW. You know what I love about that joke?
What do you love about that joke?
It never gets funnier and it never gets old.
No!
That is SHOW at RaidersFanRadio.com, and you can email us an indefinite amount of times. And if we read that, you can email however often you want. But if we read your email an indefinite amount of times, you could become the next made man or made maiden here at Raiders Fan Radio, or you can call the show, and you can call the show by dialing 909-345-3346. That's 909. You fucker. You finally got me.
Yeah, nice.
So 909-345-3346 and call the show. And if we play your voicemail 3 or more times, you can become a made man or made maiden that way. So Uncle Mosh would read emails. Michelle reads emails. They're not here. So it goes to Captain Swollen Tongue over here. There you go. Take a big pull on that thing there, homie. There you go. You want some help? I can put on my glasses. I can help you read some of those.
No, I got them.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
okay,
man.
All right.
I had to take off my eye patch so I could read. and because I've had 6 or 7 of these, I was starting to like freak out a little bit. I mean, I felt like claustrophobic with my freaking eye patch
What do you
on.
mean 6 or 7?
In the last 30 minutes.
I never heard 6 or 7 get referred to as 9 or 10.
Or as the young kids would say, 6, 7.
Jeez,
Oh my gosh! Shout out to my kids because they do that shit all the time.
Do they really?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh! It's down to your kids' age.
Oh my gosh!
Your kids are
dude.
8 and 6 or some shit.
Yeah, 8 and my son just turned 7.
Just turned 7, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my son was 6 turning 7. He goes, so the day before his birthday, he was like 6, 7. I'm like, bro, what is happening?
What is happening?
What is happening?
Yikes.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
All right, well, you have fun with that. I'm gonna go use Vinny's bathroom.
Okay, go use Vinny's bathroom.
Ooh, I gotta leave my microphone.
Oh yeah.
That was almost a
Or
naked,
don't.
That was almost a Naked Gun moment there. All right, y'all have fun.
Oh my gosh. Murf, Michelle, Swag, Jeff, Sonny, Mosh, etc. This is going to be a long one, and I don't expect it to be read on the air, but had to get this out somewhere. Well, we're going to read it on the air there. There's been a lot of people questioning their fandom in Raider Nation, and I'm hearing it more and more. I am a forever optimist. I'm 36 years old and started my fandom in 1997, but really started following and understanding what I was watching back in 1999. I live in Syracuse, New York, and across the country from LA, Oakland, and Vegas. My fandom traces back to my brother following Joe Montana to the Chiefs, Charles Woodson, and my love for the bad guys. I didn't get to watch most games back then, but I would tie up the dial-up phone line so I could watch the bars going across the screen and watch live play-by-play on websites like CBS Sportsline or ESPN.com. I would read the paper the next morning and cut out clips and hang them on my wall. This is how I would watch until the Sunday Ticket came out, and I was old enough to drive to the restaurant to watch. Eventually, almost 12 years ago to this day, I was watching a Raider game at Buffalo Wild Wings and met a guy named Rob who told me about the Raider clubs across the country and how he would love to have one in Syracuse. I didn't know there were other Raider fans in the area, let alone any that cared as much as I do. Rob told me about the Raiders club in NYC called the Silver and Black Empire, and how they were getting a big group together for the Raiders-Jets game at MetLife later that year. Well, sign me up. I ended up at Peter Dillon's in an actual Raider bar in New York City, 5 hours from Syracuse, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I met up with Rob at MetLife, and we decided to make it happen. We started the Salt City Silver and Black. I don't have the exact number, but we have raised well over $30,000 for local and national charities over the last 10 years or so. We would have hosted huge events in Buffalo with over 750 Raider fans. That's just one backstory. Over that last decade plus, I have made lifelong friendships within Raider Nation. Rob is one of my best friends. He was in my wedding. When my daughter was in the hospital on Thanksgiving, Rob and his wife Kim were the people who came and brought us Thanksgiving dinner, and I'll never forget that. I met Lenny, who is one of the craziest and most genuinely nicest MFers that you'll ever meet. Last week, Lenny had a heart attack and needed 4 stents. He's doing better now, but he is closer to me than my actual family. So shout out to Lenny, who was a guest on the Splatterhead and Fish show. I met Bill, who dropped whatever he was doing to help me with an electrical problem at my house. I have made lifelong friendships in Lucinda, Todd, Billy, Ken, Ray, Patty, Scott, and other Scott, Mario, Tom, Ed, and there's too many others to list. I've met people and built strong bonds, but not just locally, but all over the world. And we have bonded by our love for the Raiders. Political affiliation, race, rich or poor, it doesn't matter. You guys, I know you guys get that. I didn't mean to write my Raider fan autobiography, but the reason I say what I say is to remind Raider Nation that the identity of the Raiders is not in the Davis family. Rest in peace, Carol. It is not in the Soul Patrol. It is not in the deep ball. It is not in the offensive line full of Hall of Famers. It is not in the team that didn't lose on Monday nights. It isn't the team of the decades. It isn't Allegiant Stadium. It isn't the quarterback that must go down and must go down hard. It isn't just win, baby. The identity of the Raiders is you, Raider Nation. The identity is the Raider fans, our loyalty. We have the best fans in the NFL, and that doesn't make losing any easier. Half of the league, 15 teams, has 3 wins or less. The Raiders are a blocked field goal away from 3 wins and being right in the race. I'm not saying this season is going to turn around, but watching this team play is a lot better than not watching this team play. Think about how much you'll miss Raider football in April. Don't give up on this team. Don't lose faith. Give these guys a chance because there's more turnover, because more turnover won't fix anything. Don't sell your tickets to other teams' fans. We are the Raider Nation, the best fans in the world, and we are not going anywhere. We haven't come this far to give up now. Jay Morse.
Wow, bro.
Holy cow. Much respect, Jay Morse.
That's incredible, man.
Great sentiment, man. I totally am with you, and I love to hear stories like that of meeting lifelong fans that become lifelong friends, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man.
Wow, that's incredible.
And that reminds me of our chat room. You know what I mean? The people that we just encounter, folks like Yoshi, Martin, Paul, Foxy Scorpio, Ron, Mojo, like all these guys, Big Raider Trucker, Wyoming Raider.
It's my favorite thing about this show.
It's my favorite thing.
Real life friends that we've made.
100%. 100%. People that we, let stay at our houses, have dinner with us, share a cup with, like all these people.
One of my favorite parties we've ever had, like no kidding, like one of my all-time favorite parties was when we had everybody over that weekend before the Titans game.
Yep.
And we had that get together up
with Ty and Tyrone and Ebony, and of course Michelle. That was when Michelle. You and I looked at each other and said, Michelle needs to be on the show.
Yeah, she was sitting over at my desk, and it was just with a bunch of people that were at the party.
Yep.
It was
with Ty and Ramon,
whoever. And she was kind of conducting the whole thing, and me and Jeff looked at each other and we're like, "Oh my gosh, Michelle needs to be on this freaking show.
She needs to be on the show.
She's really good. You know what I mean? So that party was killer. So
It was killer.
I'm with you, man. I hear that, and I respect it a lot. And that's why I say Raider Nation is undefeated. Like Raider Nation has never let me down. When we say La Familia, it ain't a joke, man. So I love to hear that. Those family stories from Jay Morse, man. Much respect, Jay. Thank you so much. And please, anybody that's dealing with anything, I know you mentioned a few things in there. Give them the best from your friends at Raiders Fan Radio, and know that we're thinking about them and praying for them. And those are, man, those lifelong connections, man. Those are incredible, man. That's just incredible, and love to hear that. And so thank you, and tell everybody we said hi, man. That's badass.
Yep.
Thank you very, very much for that.
Yeah.
You want me to get one?
Absolutely. No, I got it.
Well, jeez, this is
you just sit there and
maybe I want to read one.
Sit there and shut the fuck up. Hi, Michelle, Murf, and Jeff. I share my frustration about, everything about our team, but one thing I'm not on board with you guys is Mark Davis.
Okay.
Yeah, he has made some questionable hires, but let's be fair. When he hired Pete, everyone, including the media, thought that this was a great move. Same with McDaniels. Even Colin Coward thought that was a good hire. In retrospect, they sucked, but at the time, we were on board. As an owner, he ticks all the right boxes. This is his family business. He has no other interest. Well, except for the Aces. But he does not undermine his coaches or general managers. He does not micromanage the team. He loves his players and supports them, understands and wants to protect the culture, and has built a financial base. I do not think we have a bad owner. Maybe a bit sentimental but I would rather have Mark than pretty much any other owner in the league. One thing I do not get is how he can set the Aces to 3 championships in 4 years, and the Raiders can't get to the playoffs for a decade. Keep the faith somehow, Doc.
Thank you, Doc.
There you go, Doc.
Appreciate you, Doc. That's interesting. And please keep those coming. We haven't heard from Doc a lot. I I love the respect. There's like, because I've always said that no one's a bigger Raider fan than Mark Davis.
Yeah.
Like the end. Like he is the biggest Raider fan on the planet. No one wants him to win more than he does. So I can respect that. As far as like, you'd rather have him than any other owner, I would rather have him than any other owner because I know what a fan of the team he is. But in terms of like what he's built, I mean, there's the Hunt family, there's the Lories, there's, Kraft, there's, look, freaking Patriots already. They're the number one. If the playoffs ended or started today, the Patriots are the number one seed in the league.
Are they over the Colts?
Yes.
Really?
They'd be the number one seed. Not speaking of the Colts, the Irsays. Jim Irsay's daughter, who's taken the freaking helm since he's passed away. She's killing it.
Killing it.
You know what I mean? Like there are some pretty incredible ownership groups in the NFL right now. And in terms of like success on the field, like there's a lot that dominate Mark Davis. Now, in terms of like growth from where they were as the Oakland Raiders to where they are as the Las Vegas Raiders from a business perspective, I mean, it's hard to argue against Mark Davis, and he's absolutely nailed that. So I got a lot of respect for him in that front. But that was supposed to entice free agents. That was supposed to entice, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so those results are mixed. But I love that sentiment though, and I can appreciate it.
Sure.
Like, I can respect it. Like, then there's room for lots of opinions. So thank you, Doc.
Yep. Hi, guys. Once again, thank you for a great podcast, and thank you for reading my email last week, even though I almost gave Murf PTSD when I mentioned Raider Rube. I have a question for you guys.
Who's that guy?
Yeah. I have a question for you guys, and it's regarding the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
When I look at the most recent classes in the last 5 to 10 years, it would seem that the quality of players getting in is not that great. Yet there are some Raider players that I really do not understand how they are not in the Hall of Fame. Matt Millen, Greg Townsend,
Come on.
Todd Christensen, Jack Tatum. But there's one Raider that stands out to me like a sore thumb, whilst I do know I might be a little biased. Lester Hayes.
Come on, man.
How can that man not be in the Hall of Fame, but Eric Allen is? It makes no sense to me that Lester Hayes is not in.
Bro, what a take.
Can you maybe shed some light on the reasons why he is not in? Thank you very much for reading my emails and a great podcast. Kind regards, Soren from Denmark. Proud Raider fan since 2001.
Hey, Soren.
There you go, Soren.
Hell of an email, man.
Great.
Is there a way for me to explain why Eric Allen is in the Hall of Fame and Lester Hayes isn't? No. And that's what frustrates me about the Hall of Fame, is that when you look, other than being a prisoner of recency, there was such there's a reason that, okay, I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but like, there's a reason that a lot of these all-time great Raiders aren't in the Hall of Fame. And that's because the NFL and the Pro Football Hall of Fame hated Al Davis. They hated his ass. And they were wanting to get back at him in any way possible. And unless you were 100%, a million times over undeniable, they weren't putting your ass in the Hall of Fame. Look how long it took John Madden to get in the Hall of Fame, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
2006.
saying? 2006. That guy coached for 10 years. That was it. Like the majority of his career. And like, so when you look at things like that, when you look at Tom Flores, how long did it take? Tom Flores should have been in the Hall of Fame in the 90s, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? 2021 before he got in. Like, and so like I look at those things and it's I can't take it as anything other than a slide against the Raiders. And then you get further and further away from it and it gets less and less attention. So you have to get these senior folks that senior writers and whatever journalists, whoever makes up the committee, you have to get ones that are old enough to remember how great Lester Hayes was and then introduce him as a senior candidate to get in, where Eric Allen, I don't know what year he retired, but it was relatively recently compared.
Yeah, like 2003 or 2004.
Whatever it was.
Like
I mean, he spent 1 year with the Raiders, and I think that was 02, right? It was
the year of the Tuck rule.
No, it was 2000. No,
2001.
01. Because the Ravens was 2000, Tuck rule was 01, 02 was the Buccaneers. So, like, in terms of ending our season. Right. So, so he played 1 year with us. So it's been a long time. You have to wait 5 years.
Did Eric Allen only play with us for one season?
I thought so. I think it was just 1 year.
Okay.
I mean, somebody fact check me on that. I can't see to tell, but the chat room knows more about this shit than we do. And my brain is polluted right now. And frankly, I'm getting older, so I don't remember things so good anymore.
Yeah.
But I think so, something like that. But anyways, so that's why. I think it just becomes like, unless it happens right away, then you kind of start to fall out of the focus and the scope, and then they look at other people and then put them in your place. Because Lester should have been a long time ago. Defensive player of the year.
Another guy that should have been in the 90s.
Yes, led the league in interceptions, the Super Bowl winner, multiple Super Bowl winner. Like, I mean, come on, man. What else you want?
Yeah, well, and it doesn't, like you said, like those guys should have been in right away. Like you look at Fred Biletnikoff, 1988. He made it in. Perfect.
He'd been in the Hall of Fame a long time.
He'd been in the Hall of Fame for a long time, and good. He should have been. Why did it take until 2024 or whatever to put Cliff Branch in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, why did it take so long? But we've got guys that played in the 90s and early 2000s that are there now.
Casper was long in.
Absolutely.
Freddie was long in. Shell was long in. Upshaw was long in. Otto was long in.
Yep.
Why did it take so long to put Kenny Stabler in there?
Right.
It's the same offense.
Right.
Why did it take so long to put Cliffy in there? It's the same offense. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like those guys weren't putting up numbers.
Right.
It's not like those guys weren't winning championships.
Yeah.
Like, shit,
I mean, there's an argument to be made that friggin' Cliff Branch should have been in before Fred Biletnikoff. Maybe.
I mean, he won 3, but Freddie was different. Freddie was a tone setter. This is the thing like you younger fans don't remember. And I don't even remember the early part of it. Oops. But Freddie was different in a way that we'd never seen anybody run the precision that Freddie did. And there's a reason they named an award after him to this day.
You're right. No, I don't disagree with you on that at all.
The best wide receiver in college football is the Biletnikoff Award winner. There's a reason, because he did a precision, he was clinical with the way that he would run a route, and no one had ever seen that before. And there was great players back in the late 60s and the early 70s. There was still, there was Don Hudson's and there was Lynn Swans and there was so the class that he's in, there were some phenomenal players, but nobody ever did anything like Fred did, where Cliff was and I'm not trying to, this is the thing when you get into conversations about one versus the other, it makes it sound like you're talking down the next thing. You know what I mean? It's like, are you a Beatles or Stones guy? Well, shit, they're both fucking brilliant. Like, I'm not, so if I say, I like the Beatles better, then it only comes across as like, well, I don't put down the Stones. Well, no, I'm not putting down the Stones. The Stones are genius. I love them. But so anyway, I love Cliff Branch. You know what I mean? I love Fred Biletnikoff. But Fred Biletnikoff did something that Cliff did. Fred Biletnikoff did something different than the rest of the league.
He set the tone.
He set that and did it departed from the league.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
I'm with you.
That's all.
No, I'm with you.
We're picking nits here, man.
Exactly. But there's no reason that
no reason it should have been that long.
Cliff should have been in the Hall of Fame in 1990.
Yes, that I agree with 1,000,000%.
You know what I mean? 100%.
He won 3 Super Bowls. Freddie won 1.
Yeah.
He won 3. He was there for all 3 championships. And he was 35 years old and still the fastest guy on the team.
And was a game changer and a game wrecker for all 3 of those championship games.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
For those postseason runs.
The
whole postseason runs, he was the guy. Plunkett probably doesn't have 2 Super Bowls if it's not for Cliff Branch. Cliff Branch is the guy adjusting to the ball. Adjusting to the ball because... You know,
some of those throws weren't perfect. Yeah.
Saying so.
Hey, so Paul and Intel both said that Eric Allen played for 3 seasons, 98 to 01.
Jeez, boy, my memory's really bad. Yeah, I thought it was just the one.
It's all right.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the one was the most impactful. Because 99 and 2000, I mean, it was kind of like, we weren't quite there, right?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
2000 we would have made
2000,
a run.
2001.
You know,
yeah.
and except
well, in
for
01, that was a monster. Yeah, that was a monster. But yeah, gosh dang it, my brain, man, that sucks.
That's all right.
That's all right.
It's all right. Got a lot
All
of
right,
drinks.
Hey, well, yeah, old Peepaw's getting up there. All right, read out the next one.
Murf, Swaggo, Michelle. As you read this tonight, I'll be stuck at work on a 2-hour conference call. Boring.
Oh my gosh.
I'll try and keep this short, or short for me. Murf, I feel you, brother. With the loss of 2 or more irreplaceable members of the nation, it feels like the picture of what was faded is just a little bit more. These are the names and faces that a lot of ways narrated my weekends growing up. Slowly but surely, the legends are fading away, and it just feels like unless we find a way to become a dominant force in the NFL again, if the last of those legends pass, then that will be that. The strength we have as Raider Nation, derived from our winning past, will be gone forever. I know it's not true, but it sure feels that way now. I know no matter what, win, lose, or tie, it's Raiders for life. I feel you, Murph, and hopefully our beloved Raiders can rekindle the fire that burns brightest and regain the commitment to excellence. And that was the winningest sports franchise in history from 63 to 92. So rest easy, Mrs. Davis, the First Lady of Raider Nation. Rest in power, the hitman George Atkinson, the last member of the legendary Soul Patrol. Raider Nation owes you a debt of gratitude for all you did to make the silver and black what it was and can be again. Until next time, your friendly neighborhood hooligan, good night.
Hey, thank you,
hooligan.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother, and love that sentiment, man. Absolutely.
Absolutely, man. It's Raiders Fang Radio. Bye weeks, there's nothing to say, right? Well, not exactly. We marked the passing of Carroll Davis at the ripe old age of 93, whilst also marking the loss of George Atkinson, uncompromising corner of the old school, who both serve as a reminder that the past is so much of Raider Nation and hopes to be rekindled in Vegas before too much longer. We also note the signing of veteran wide receiver Tyler Lockett. We haven't even talked about that. Presumably...
How's that stir your stew?
Well, yeah, I love the Seattle Raiders.
Jeez. Man, how about we just be the Raiders? That'd be fun.
I'm so fucking tired of being the Patriots. I'm so tired of being the freaking Seahawks. What are we doing? I knew it. I knew as soon as I saw the freaking Titans cut Tyler Lockett, I'm like, he's coming.
Yeah.
He's coming.
And he asked to get out.
Yeah.
So you know that him and old Pete were on the phone, and Pete's like, why don't you go ahead and tell him you want out, and we'll pull you in.
If you own Trey Tucker in fantasy, you may as well cut his ass. You may as well bring in Tyler Lockett because Gino is going to look for Tyler Lockett all the time.
And now we got a healthy Brock Bowers.
It's going to cut into everybody.
God dang it, man.
We didn't fire anybody. We didn't bench anybody. We didn't make a decision that we were going to play young guys, anything like that. But hey, we brought in Tyler Lockett, and he's wearing number 17.
Is he really?
Yeah. Good. I love that.
Why didn't they sign him in the offseason? That would have made sense. Would have made sense if you signed him in the offseason.
Okay.
There's so much, Jeff, none of it makes sense. All right, please go.
We also note the signing of veteran wide receiver Tyler Lockett, presumably at the bestest of his old boss Pete Carroll and not John Spytek, which seems as much odds with the kind of player and team Atkinson represented with much enthusiasm. It's difficult to see how we rebuild this franchise effectively if we continually sign older players and journeymen when there are younger players with whom we spent high draft picks who are sitting and about to be unused as the team struggles. A better name for us right now might be the Lost Vegas Raiders.
Ooh.
Yikes. At least it looks like we're getting safety Lonnie Johnson back, so that's something to feel good about. George Atkinson was a key member of the Soul Patrol, and now we have increasingly looking like the Legion of Room. Anyway, enjoy your spooky celebration if that's your thing. I shall be enjoying the English tradition of staying in with the lights off, pretending to be out, and ignoring the front door if anyone knocks. Shout out to the chat, the One Nation Foundation and its partners, the good sponsor of this top-notch auditory dissemination And go Raiders. From Martin, Made Man, 9-time Sizzler recipient, 3-time Fanny Award winner, 2025 Made Man of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and the Pauly Award winner, and your fiend from across the pond.
Hey,
there you go, Martin.
Appreciate you, brother. Sounds like he's not a spooky season guy.
Love that about him. Oh my gosh. And last but certainly not least.
Of course not. And you got to shout out his stuff too, because we don't have the Paul thing. So
okay,
you got to do the Paul. God
oh,
dang it, Jeff.
Lord.
Easy, brother.
All right. Easy. Easy.
On the audio podcast, Jeff almost tipped the whole damn thing out.
My B. Evening, everybody. Hope you're all well. Before I get
Not right now. We're mopping up.
Well, hold on to this shit. Cheap ass poker table. Yeah, it's your fault.
Oh, no. That's your fault. Yeah, it's my fault. Thanks, Mosh.
Yeah. I've never said anything more true than that. You fucker, what are you buying this stupid shit for?
Why are you buying this?
Oh my gosh. Evening, everybody. I hope you're all well. Before I get to the main part of my email, I want to send love and best wishes to the families of Carol Davis and George Atkinson. We lost 2 huge characters and very important people in Raider Nation within the last few days. My condolences to all. A while ago, at this time of the year, I did a Raiders mid-season review using horror film references, so I thought I'd give it another try in the spirit of the season.
Word.
Welcome to the 2025 season so far. Halloween, Raider style. The Raiders' own Little Shop of Horrors, the Carnival of Souls, if you will. When we set off on the long walk, that is the season most of us thought Pete Carroll was going to be the shining light to guide us back to the top. Sadly, all we've done is scream as things have gone from bad to worse. The win over New England in week 1 turned out to be the conjuring and sign of things to come. We snatched defeat from the jaws of victory against the Bears and saw us stumble into Indianapolis. We picked up a win against the truly horrific Titans, which led to a shutout in the land of the evil dead in Missouri. It's not as if this kind of nonsense is alien to us, though. We've been fodder to many of a predator over the years, but we can't carry this on our own. The resident
Please
evil.
tell me spin it with an IE.
Of course he did.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. The resident evil that lurks around this organization will have to be addressed if we're to reach our final destination.
Good one.
The Omen doesn't look good right now, though. Pete and his staff continues to try to get things going from wrong from dusk till dawn. So we can only hope the Thing looks better after the bye week. If we do manage to see our way out of the fog, we'll have to navigate the tricky schedule, and it certainly won't be child's play. But we could be heading for more misery yet.
Ooh, good one.
Let's hope the light is at the end of the tunnel for all of us, and it's not all light for Carroll and his staff to walk into as a poltergeist. We don't want to see more of the Nightmare Before Christmas. Nice. I've got to go, folks. Got to go now, folks. There's some guy at the front door probably selling something. He's holding a knife, so that must be what it is. Although it's a little late of the night for that. He looks kind of weird. He's wearing a boiler suit and a white mask. I better go and see what he wants. Till next time, maybe. Stay safe, RFR family, if you can. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi. Paul the Award winner 2019 and 2022. Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020. Made Man of the Year 2024. RFR Maverick Award winner 2025. BRT Sizzler Scorekeeper, Proud Made Man, five time times 5 winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Attaboy, Paul.
Paul. Hello, Paul. Hi, I'm Paul.
You're darn right you are, Paul. And thank you, Paul, and all the amazing emailers. And shout out my dog over here, man.
Well, yeah.
Good job on reading those, man. Yeah, I thought you were going to get stumbled up. And you didn't.
I'm good.
Good for you, man. That's awesome, man. We appreciate you.
But working on it.
You're like,
I almost
now
knocked
I'm
over the
done.
fucking table.
Well,
so
that's true. You're like, but now I'm done reading. Now I can get stumbly.
good night.
And you're like, and my work is done here. Yeah.
And scene.
I appreciate all the amazing emailers tonight.
Oh.
We're going to do this together. Appreciate all the amazing emailers tonight. Thank you so much to Paul and the rest of you. We appreciate you and love you guys so very, very much. All right. So we're gonna get to some voicemails.
Okay.
And I gotta put on my glasses here so I can see.
In your glasses.
My glasses. So we're gonna play these. We're gonna play these. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. I don't have them downloaded like I normally do. So we're just gonna
drunk bastard.
Well, not yet, but we're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Okay. So first up, we're gonna get to Jacob in Fresno.
What's up, guys? This is Jacob from Fresno, and I want to keep on the same theme of positivity. You know, the optimism, the optimistic side. It's a little difficult when we lose 31-0 to the team that we hate the very most in the world. But guys, you gotta realize at the end of the day, and I know nobody wants to hear this. Nobody wants to hear this, guys. At the end of the day, it's just a game. It's football. There's no reason to break your TV. There's no reason to cuss out your children and get drunk. Don't go crazy and leave lasting impressions on the lives of those that you love because you're just angry at your television and not thinking about the bigger picture. Just remember that, guys. Now, with that all being said, what the heck is going on? What are we doing as a franchise? What is this organization thinking? We don't have a quarterback, we don't have a head coach. Our defense is messing. I get it. We're all angry, right? But at the end of the day, you spent 4 hours watching a team just take I don't know how to clean this language up, but they just leave a big lasting impression on the field, don't they? A big, stinky, dirty, disgusting, lasting impression on the field. And we all got to watch it. But you know what, guys? Life goes on. We've got a great future ahead of us. And I'll say it like this. Let's think about it like this, guys. We're the silver and black, and it's always darkest before the dawn, right, guys? So let's just remember that. Let's remember that Arch Manning's coming up in that draft. Oh. And we're always looking to the draft, aren't we? But, guys, you know, on a serious note, I lost a very close friend of me just a few weeks ago. And I noticed the older you get, the more you lose. And a football game isn't much. A football season isn't much. Now, we love the Raiders, and it's a great thing to go on top of our life, but don't ruin your life over something very minuscule in the grand scheme of life. The Lord loves you. I love you. And Raider Nation, let's just keep on rooting. Let's keep on going. I love you guys. I appreciate you. God bless you. And go Raiders!
Nice.
Give it up for
There you go, Jacob.
Love you, Jacob. And yeah,
love
man,
the positivity.
I love the positivity, and I would like to, like, he makes a really key point there, and like we can get impassioned about this stuff, and we can get to hooting and hollering and whatever, but like understand though too that like we're here to talk about the Raiders, doing a Raiders podcast, so it's that stuff is gonna come out, but within context of our day-to-day life, like for real, like Jeff and I, like how often do we talk Raiders stuff throughout the course of the week? We're best friends. We talk to each other all the time.
All the time.
How often do the Raiders actually come up? Once a week, maybe?
Maybe.
Like, it's you know, like.
No, we check in with each other. How's your kids? How's your family? How's your wife? How's work? How's this? Yeah. No.
I talk to my kids about the Raiders maybe once a week. I talk to my wife about the Raiders, the actual Raiders, maybe once a week. When I go upstairs tonight, she's going to be like, how was the show? I'll be like, oh, it was great. You know, we did this, whatever. And it'll be a 10-minute conversation.
That's it.
And then that will be the end.
The end.
Until Sunday, when we watch our Raiders get the shit kicked out of them by the Jaguars.
Yep.
And then she'll be like, how was the game? I'm like, not good.
Not good.
She'll be like, oh, okay. You know, or like Vinny, like my son, my youngest, who's still here. Sorry, I mean that like it sounded. He's still here. You know what I mean? Like that. My youngest sister is 19. But he'll come home on a Sunday from church, and I'll be on the couch watching the Raiders, and he'll come walking in, and he'll be like, hey, Dad, how'd the game? Oh, dang, Dad. Well, maybe they'll come back. I'm like, yeah, man, maybe they will. And he's like, well, has anything been good yet? We're like, this kind of wasn't bad, or that was okay, or whatever. We're like, okay, well, all right, well, see you later. You know what I mean? That's it. Like, that's it. Like, my family doesn't catch ire from me because of the performance of the team, And so that's an important message from Jacob there that, like, we can be passionate as hell and hoot and holler and get all fired up about this stuff. And the end of things, man, it's a game, it's a sport. And while despite adorning ourselves in their colors and logos and tattooing it on our bodies and decorating our houses with it and whatever, despite all that, it's still within perspective of all those other labels that if you joined us earlier in the show that I mentioned, Raider fan falls below all those other things.
Yep. Yeah, no, 100%. No, you're absolutely right. We keep it in perspective. We like you said, we don't talk Raiders a whole lot. I mean, it's, we've
talked more about your daughter's softball team this week.
The Sugar Rush is my favorite team of all time.
Killing it in that championship game.
They're killing it. Yeah, but you brought it, I kind of just popped into my head when you were talking about your kids and stuff like that. And talking about, we were talking earlier about younger Raider fans and stuff like that. So my kids, they don't watch a lot of Raider football. They don't. It's 3:00 here in Central Time Zone,
and they're 6 and 8,
and they're 6 and 8,
7 and 9.
They're 7 and almost 9. They're not tapped into NFL football in any kind of way yet or anything like that. They like the Raiders, like you said, because Dad likes the Raiders and Mom likes the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? But at 3:00 in the afternoon on a friggin' Sunday, they want to go out and play with friends in the neighborhood and stuff like that. I'm like, y'all go ahead, go do your thing. But this week, so it's Halloween week at school, and so they've got dress-up days and stuff like that. So today was like Inside Out Day. They all got to wear their clothes inside out and stuff like that. Well, Monday was wear your favorite sports team.
Oh, nice.
Now, my kids have baseball jerseys, soccer jerseys, all these different kinds of jerseys. Hockey, they've got Pred stuff, they've got Savannah Bananas jerseys, they've got all this stuff. Well, both my kids immediately go, which Raiders jersey should I wear? I'm like, all right, you're still in. You're still in. No, it's dope, man. No, it's super dope.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
That's cool. Right on.
It's cool.
Right
yeah.
on.
So my daughter, I haven't gotten her a new jersey in a while. She's still rocking Devontae Adams is what she's rocking. Which respect, no problem with that. My son went to school in a Raider Dad jersey.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
That is very cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Shout out Josh.
That's cool, man.
Yeah,
Vinny does that. He's 19 now. But he wears Raiders fan radio stuff all the time.
Yeah.
He wears it to the deli. It's funny. So at the deli where he works, Domenico's, shout out Domenico's. The original Domenico's is in at Alameda in the California in the freaking shadow of Oakland Coliseum. Mm-hmm. And the second Domenico's is here where we live in Middle Tennessee. And
there's about to be a third.
Much respect to our buddy QB Jeff and Domenico's. But it's so funny because there's all these Domenico's kids, and I say kids, they're like late teens, early 20s.
Yes.
All these Domenico's kids that are all Raider fans because of our merch. because Vinny wears their merch. We hook them up with some Domenico shirts, and they all wear that stuff while they're working at the deli. So you got this sect of fans and this group of guys and girls. And I'm talking again, they're younger people. They don't know about the win or loss records, and they don't know the ins and outs of the coaching. They don't know about the draft picks. They don't know about any of that stuff. All they know is that this Raiders thing is kind of cool, and I'm in for it. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yep, it's awesome.
And it's not fair weathery. That's the other thing too. It's not like you claim to be a Raider fan and you don't know what the hell you're ever looking at. That's different. Because what I don't love, Jeff, and I brought this up with Michelle last week. We were on vacation, family vacation, a couple weeks ago. Yeah. And we were walking through a store, and there was a dude walking by me wearing a Raider lid.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, bro," I'm like, "Go Raiders!" And he was like,
"Huh?"
He kind of took like a step back, and I'm like, "Oh man." And I said to Mason, Valerie's son, I'm like, that sucks, man. I'm like, that breaks my heart. You know, that's different than a kid in a Raiders fan radio Domenico shirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like
totally.
That's a different version
Absolutely.
of that. If you're going to rock the shield, you better know what the hell is going on with the team.
At least a tiny bit.
And I've always told my kids is that not at your kids' age, but as they became older, when they would wear Raider shit to school, I'd be like, you know what our record is right now, right? You know what our place in the division is. You know who our quarterback is, who our head coach is, who our star players are. Do you know this stuff? And you'd be like, yeah, Dad, no, I got you. It's Derek Carr. It's Khalil Mack. It's like, no, Dad, I know. I'm like, okay, just making sure. Because what I never want to do is send my kids to school in Raider shit and have some punk ass in the hallway go like, oh, you're a Raider fan? Who's your quarterback? And have them go, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? No, man,
yeah.
But anyways, that's
yeah. Well, and so it's funny. So Michelle had a Halloween party this past weekend, right? So
the best Halloween parties ever
in all the world. Yeah, it's the best. Yeah, we loved it. So we stopped at the adult beverage store on the way in.
Yes.
Me and my kids, because I towed their ass in there so I could get.
I'm totally snipping that. That's going to be now my new favorite soundbite.
Yeah, me and the kids, we went to the adult beverage store, because Swag Jeff had to get some high noons before we head to Michelle's. But and for Halloween,
Dad of the Year.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I didn't let them have any. I didn't buy it for them. I didn't get it for them. You get a sippy cup full of fucking high noons. I didn't do any of that shit.
Ollie? You want watermelon or cherry?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but so we're there, and we're checking out, and these two gentlemen right behind me in line.
Yeah.
Well, I'm rocking all Raider shit, right? I got my Max Crosby jersey, I've got my hat, I've got all this shit.
Yeah.
And so the guy behind me goes, "Oh, Raiders." I turn around, I'm like, hell yeah, man. And and they're like, "Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, no, Max Crosby's from my hometown. I'm from Michigan." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool, man. Cool. That's cool." And my son looks at him and goes, "Raiders!" Oh, nice. I'm like, "Yeah, let's go, dude!" So they get it. They get it. No, I love it.
That's awesome, man. Right on, bro. Good dadding.
Absolutely, man.
All right, we better get through these calls. We're 2 hours in. We got to get Boogie in here.
Yeah, we got to get Boogie.
Okay, here we go. Next up. Tommy, first-time caller.
Hey, Tommy.
Murf, Raiders Fan Radio. This is Tommy, first-time caller from North Carolina. This is just going to be a rant because this just really is what it is. Somehow, the Raiders are worse under Pete Carroll than they were with, I can't believe I'm saying this, Josh McDaniels.
Come on, dude.
And Antonio Pierce. I thought we got away from the egotistical my way or the highway mantra, but instead we got Josh McDaniels 2.0. And I think it's worse. Because at least McDaniels 2.0, it just had to do with the quarterback and I'm going to run things my way. But Pete Carroll is doing it just with favoritism of players. You're not even playing your best guys on the football field. Are we trying to win games?
Preach.
Or do you really have to have your big head filled with ego drive this ship? Because you're driving it into the ground and you're pissing off the entire fan base. I said this on Silver and Black today, and I'll say this now. This is karma for not having a plan after Derek Carr.
Come on.
Yep.
Look, everyone can feel how they feel about Derek Carr. I love Derek Carr, but I also understood that it was time to move on. The problem is you didn't move on with a plan. You had Josh McDaniels come in and say, I had my guy, Jimmy Garoppolo. How did that work out? Not great. Now you got Pete Carroll, my guy, Geno Smith. Not great. At what point can this fan base feel good about this Raiders team? At what point can this fan base feel like it's heading in a direction? I actually like John Spytek. I feel like there's a disconnection between him and Pete Carroll. I think Tom Brady and Spytek in the front office want to develop and go on, and instead they hired a coach who's probably not wanting to be part of a rebuild and wants to compete and win. But this roster isn't ready to compete and win, and it is just frustrating to watch every single week. And I'm tired of Pete Carroll's press conferences. You guys tell me, when can we finally be happy and optimistic? Go Raiders!
Hey, Tommy,
There you
North
go,
Carolina.
Tommy.
Absolutely. Great job there. Great voicemail by Tommy in North Carolina. Could not agree more, man. I could not agree more. And like, I'll be brief because we got a lot more to get to. These Pete Carroll press conferences are a 100% 180 from what I thought they were going to be.
Just absolute 100% bullshit.
Yeah. Never thought we would get that stuff from Pete. I thought we were going to get, remember the adults in the room? Remember that whole
That's
thing?
just long gone, bro.
Gosh, dang it, man.
Long gone.
Jeez. Yeah. Anyways, good stuff there. Appreciate you, Tommy. Keep them coming, man. 2 more and you can become the next made man here at Raiders Fan Radio. All right, next up, we got a caller in the, oh, wait, here we go. It's Jay in PA.
Nice.
Oh, actually, wait a minute. No, it got cut off, and that's a Google voice. So we're going to play his second. Well, I'll play him for a little while. Let's see.
Hey, guys, it's Made Man Jay from PA.
Only 'cause he's a
thank
Made
you for that acknowledgement as well. Really enjoy your guys' show. I just called into Silver and Black today because I wanted to get their opinion. I want your opinion as well. I'm sitting here and I'm listening to these talking heads talk about firing coaches. We can't keep firing coaches. We can't keep firing coaches. I think we've grayed the lines of what firing a coach is. I look at the Raiders as having 3 head coaches since 2018. John Gruden, who resigned because of what went on. They fired Josh McDaniels, and now they have Pete Carroll. We need to stop mid-season fires. If you think they're not going to do it, then fire them in the offseason. Because people and talking heads are getting confused. Actual head coaches and interim head coaches. Rich Bisaccia was not fired. He was an interim head coach stepping in. And guess what? He still doesn't have a head coaching job. So that was the right decision.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop him there because he calls it back in again. But I get the point, and I get his concept there is that, yeah, I'm with him, Jeff. Like, don't wait to the offseason. And this, the idea that, well, you can't fire a coach this early. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Like, when the writing is on the wall and you know what you've got, and this is what Al Davis, his criticism of his son was this. He's too invested. He's too personal in this stuff. Al Davis, one of my favorite stories about Al Davis, if you hear Phil Villapiano tell the story. Phil Villapiano got a phone call from Al Davis. And Al Davis said, hey, what do you know about Bob Chandler? And then Phil was like, you mean the wide receiver from Buffalo? And he goes, yeah, what do you know about Bob Chandler? And he goes, oh, he's a pretty good wide receiver. He's pretty good. I've heard, a lot of good things about him. He's tough to play against and does these things well and whatever. And Al goes, okay. And he goes, what about that knee? How's your knee? He goes, oh, it's good, Al, man. I'm ready to go, man. I'm fired up. And he goes, okay, good. Because I just traded you to Buffalo for Bob Chandler. As much as we can talk about Al, like being invested in his players and players loved him and all that kind of stuff, like he was cold, man.
Cold-blooded.
And guess what? Phil Villapiano is a Raider and represents the Raiders and loves the Raiders, despite that experience with Al Davis. So the thing about Mark is that he will let this thing play out. That's why we had the fire Josh McDaniels sign. It's all the smarten up shit, all that stuff. It was because he has compassion and he has a willingness to see things play out instead of pulling the damn trigger like his old man did. Yep. And while he has some of his old man in him, in terms of he doesn't like to be embarrassed, and that's why Jack Del Rio announced his own firing at the press conference at the end of that season. That said, when it's on the wall, man. This is not working now.
If Pete Carroll is the head coach next year, I'll eat this hat.
Bro, don't go there.
I'm telling you. No, I think
it might happen.
I don't think so, man.
Hopefully,
I really don't.
Hopefully, because people are like, oh, you can't fire a Hall of Fame head coach. First off, I don't know if he's a Hall of Fame head coach.
Yeah, that's debatable.
That's debatable. And second off, you don't have to fire him.
No, let him retire.
Let him retire, save face.
Or what do they say in mutually part ways?
Yes.
That's all you got to do.
End. You can let
That's all you got to
do. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. J&PA called back. Let's hear what he has to say. And you only get 3 minutes, Jay. The only reason
Corey Flex said, "Get to eating, Jeff. He'll be here."
The only reason I didn't play the Google Voices got you because you only got 3 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have the sound effect. So, but here he comes.
Hey, just Jay from PA again. I wanted to apologize. My call dropped. I'm not sure if my call was breaking up through the message, but just stop. People need to stop thinking we're firing coaches every year. They're interim head coaches. They're not real coaches. Thank you guys for everything. Just wanted to clarify what happened there. Appreciate everything you do. Thanks, guys. Go Raiders.
All right, there he is.
There you go, Jay.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you very much. All right, next up, here we got our buddy down in Alabama. He is Josh in the 703.
Nice.
What up, man? Last weekend, I had no football to watch. No, the Raiders didn't play. Georgia Bulldogs didn't play. I had a great, calm weekend. It was very nice. And then somehow I signed up to watch this debacle that we probably gonna have on this weekend. But honestly, it's just gonna keep it short and sweet. I hope to play the young players so that we get experience. I hope Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll actually sat down, and Patrick Graham, and everyone's kind of sat down and said, "All right, if you want to turn around, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to do it? Because he's either going to turn it around and try to make some of the season still, or, hey, we're rebuilding. Let's get the young guys out there and let them learn, make the mistakes now." That's my 2 cents. Fuck the Jaguars!
Nice.
Well done, our buddy there, Josh, in the 703. We appreciate you, brother, very, very much. All right, next up, we've got Ron. Let's check in with our buddy, Ron the Materator.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Ron. Hey, Murf, I'm calling in regards to your question last night about Max. Do you think they're kind of driving up trade value, or they really don't want to move on from him? I think any statement they're making to the public is kind of hopefully driving up trade value so that maybe we get an offer we can't refuse, that kind of thing. But I think in big picture, Max is kind of the sheet over the ghost of this franchise, and he covers a lot of warts that we have from a PR standpoint. He gives us as fans somebody to look to for hope, somebody that we know is going to do the right thing, somebody that's hearts in this franchise. I would gather to say he's probably most people's favorite Raider right now. And he's such a model for what you want in a player that's something that the franchise can point to and say, look, we got Max. But if we kind of Scooby-Doo style pull that sheet off and look at the rest of the franchise underneath there's not much hope there. We have a lot of mid-tier players. If you take Max and maybe 1 or 2 other players off the team, we look like a full rebuild team already. So I guess that's an opinion thing. I kind of think that's where we need to go. I love Max, but I think for the franchise, it would be better to move on from him. And I think maybe that might be a spy tech take, like from the franchise, we need to move on. But a Mark Davis take, I think, is this guy's too valuable to us in terms of marketing, in terms of fan buy-in, team popularity through the press, because he's a very popular guy in the media. So I think you probably got a little bit of differing opinions in the grand scheme of things. But I think he's too valuable to us as potential trade value, more so than the roster behind him that we have now. being able to get turned around. So that's just my take. I'm probably wrong, but have a good night, guys. Bye.
There you go,
Let's
Ron.
give it up for Ron the Moderator.
Come on, dude.
Awesome stuff there from Ron. We appreciate you, brother. So very
I agree. I agree with him. Kind of like what we were talking about earlier. Like, it's more than what's on the field. The impact that he has in the locker room, on this franchise, on this organization, I think it's, Mark Davis traded away Khalil Mack.
John Gruden traded away Khalil Mack.
Well, but I'm saying this organization traded away a player like Khalil. I don't think they're going to do it again.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think they're going to do it again. I think.
But Mark's this guy.
Yeah, but is he? Like,
I don't know, man. I don't know what Mark is nowadays.
I don't know, man. No, I think he is the building stone. He's the guy.
I don't disagree with you.
No. I know. Yeah. I'm just saying, I think he's still the guy that you can build around.
Yeah.
We got to draft a first-round quarterback. We got to get that and then build around that. But I hate to call Max Crosby a glue guy because he's so much more than that.
Sounds reductive. Yeah.
But that's one of the things that he is.
Yeah.
He's the guy that keeps the locker room together, shows you what it means to go full motor all the time, how to practice, how to work out, how to do all these things.
Yeah.
Like, those are immeasurables, man. Yeah.
What was that word again?
Immeasurables. Shut up.
All right, next up we got, Pastor Mike. I love Pastor Mike.
Nice, dude.
Yo, Murph, what's up? Michelle, Jeff, this is Pastor Mike behind bars. Calling you from beautiful sunny Cabo. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning watching the sunrise. Yeah, I saw your video last night, Murph, and talking about the mystique of the Raiders. And, as you know, I've been a fan for like 50 plus years. I fell in love. That was it. The mystique of the Raiders is really what I fell in love with. And yeah, it's gone. Now, part of me says this about the mystique being gone. Is it moving to Vegas? Well, I feel like really the mystique of the Raiders probably died when Al died. That's one thing. The other thing is the NFL is, has changed so much that has been another culprit in the death of the mystique of the Raiders. They don't play football like they used to, and I don't know if we'll ever see it again unless we get somebody in here that can really, rebirth that and really, embrace that and say, yeah, this is what we're about. But yeah, it's a sad day. I do think that winning cures all ills. I think you will see home field advantage. I disagree with people that say, they'll never have home field advantage in Vegas. I don't agree with that. As you know, I'm not going to any more games this year until things get turned around, until things look better, not spending the money. And, so that, anyway, I feel like though that if they can start winning and they can start building that culture, I'm just not sure if Pete Carroll's it. I'm not sure if this staff is it. So I like the idea. Tom Brady's a winner, so him being part owner, we just haven't seen the results yet. I'm trying to be patient, and hopefully we will see things turn around, and hopefully, this year we can end on a good note at some point. It's hard to believe at the end of October we're even talking about draft or any of those other things. It's crazy, isn't it? But anyway, you guys have a good day. I'll try to enjoy the sun today, and we'll talk to you soon. Raiders.
There you go, Pastor Mike. Come on, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And Pastor Mike and I agree on a lot of stuff, man. Yeah. And I love it that he's, we're of a similar age, a particular season in life, and goes back to that whole conversation that we had at the beginning of the show, and it's really interesting to note did the Raider mystique die with Al Davis, and where I do agree that listen, Al Davis was the Raider, so come on, there can't not be a part of it that passed away when he did. But can there be a newer version? And you and I have talked about this before. Can there be an existence in 2025 of what the Raiders, I don't want to call it mystique, but like the Raider mentality, could that exist in 2025 within the current rule set and the current version of the league? The answer to that question is no, but you can be within those confines of that rule set. You can be a Max Crosby. Max Crosby is just as Raidery as Ben Davidson, Jim Otto, Jack Tatum.
Yes.
Otis Sistrunk. Marcus Allen, Greg Townsend. He's just as Raidery as those guys. So you can be that in today's version of the NFL. We just need a lot more of those guys to be able to express it in the way and not be catering to the league and a little more, I don't know. I don't want to put it on Mark, but you get what I'm saying. Like, it can't just be all down to one guy.
Yeah. No, I totally hear you. And another guy that I think would be that guy if he had his freaking handcuffs taken off of him and wasn't in the doghouse with our coaches all the time for whatever freaking reason, it's JPJ.
Yes. Preach, bro.
JPJ, man.
Preach, bro.
What are we doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you brought that up.
Like, come on, man. Like, this whole, like, favoritism and, like, JPJ constantly being in the doghouse, getting benched, moving to guard, like, all this bullshit. Like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that. Like, you saw the results of our offensive line last year with JPJ at center, Jordan Meredith at right guard, and Dylan Parham at left guard. It was top 10. What are we doing changing that stuff? Like, what are we doing, man? And especially just JPJ, regardless as to what position you're playing him, like, why is he the guy singled out?
Yeah, why is he a bad guy?
All the time. Like, what are we doing here? Like, he's our best offensive lineman. Like, don't give me this shit about anybody else. Like,
yeah, no, I'm with you. The JPJ thing is weird.
It's super weird.
It's super weird.
And I hope it doesn't cost him a job.
You know what?
And I hope it doesn't cost the Raiders losing a guy like JPJ because of this current coaching staff.
Worst case scenario, they'll trade his ass at the deadline.
Right.
And then Pete is gone next year.
Right.
And now we're going like, you know what I mean? And he goes on to be an all-pro center for another team. Dude, I'm with you, man. That thing is so strange.
Freaking bananas.
It's so strange.
Yeah.
And you know what? And it's only strange because the communication from this staff is dog shit. Tell us what's going on. Like, I know there's some things you got to keep in the locker room, you got to keep inside the building. I get it. And we're not going to, like, I don't have the expectation to have complete transparency into what goes inside within the walls of Henderson.
Yeah.
But there's another way to describe it besides, oh, he's got to compete and he's got to earn it and he's got. Well, nobody else is.
They're not going to say it. I think it's personal.
I think it is too. It feels like
I think
that.
it's personal.
It feels
I
like
feel
that.
like
it feels petty.
Pete Carroll
petty.
doesn't like JPJ.
Yeah, 100%. Feels petty. That's stupid. God dang it, Pete. Damn Papa Pete. Thought we were going to be better than that. All right, next up, we got one more to get to. Caller in the 619. Oh, it's Steve from San Diego.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, this is Steve from San Diego. What's up, guys? Hey, Murph, I heard about your accident. Sorry to hear that. It looks like you're doing all right, though. My friend wasn't doing so well. He was a bus driver, and he got rear-ended by a big old semi on the freeway, and he's still feeling it. And that was like 15 years ago. So, yeah, he was out for a while. Anyways, enough about that. But, we know that the Raiders are in the mess, and we don't know where it's going to lead. But I want to say, I'm still really bothered that the last 9 games of Antonio Pierce, it felt the Raiders. That was the Raiders. We had the people around him with the collaboration. Champ Kelly, the OC's fine. You scored 63 points on the Chargers. And by the way, most of that was in the first half. 49-0 was all offense. It wasn't because of the defense scoring, later on. And then they put in their third and fourth stringers. And then you beat the Chiefs. You do all that. You don't need to change anything. You got everything together. All you need to they had great collaboration. They were working together, unlike some of the people right now, what's going on. And I can see all the problem. And the thing that puzzles, you had it, man. You had a Raider. You had a guy who embodied the Raiders who was trying to do that, and you killed it in the offseason, the following season. You killed it. You go get Tom Telesky. You had the people. Chad Kelly would have gotten Jane Dion. You would have had that 9 games stretch that you had, and you would have added Jaden Daniels to that with Champ Kelly and whoever else you had, and you had a power running game. You went to a zone blocking system. I mean, everything they did was going. They changed it. If it ain't broke, they'll fix it. You know, I'm telling you, man, I see this coming, and I knew I felt indifferent when I heard that Pete Carroll's son was the offensive line coach. I mean, are you kidding me? The offensive line coach is the most important next to the quarterback. I mean, that offensive line is so important, and we see that. And yet you just, I'll just throw my son in there. You know, yeah, it's nepotism. Yeah, it's horrible. And I know he doesn't care about offensive line. He hasn't been successful, but anyway. Yeah, I could see the problems here, and I'm just so bummed. We had it right there, and you killed it. And honestly, everybody was excited, and we were. By the way, we were 2 plays away from 7-2 and making the playoffs in that season. Do you think we would have changed everything? We made the playoffs, so why would you change it if you were that close to it? You know, you had everything you needed. Like someone said, you had everything you needed. You just enhanced it. You build on that, and you killed the Raider vibe. Anyways, I'm out. Let's see what happens.
Steve in San Diego,
there you go, Steve.
man.
Bringing the fire, bro.
That was cool, man. I appreciate that. And yeah, you know what? It was like, I want to bring up AP real fast, and then we're going to get to the Sizzler Award winner here. I would take AP today, right now, over this Pete Carroll thing.
Yep.
As I mentioned, Tom Telesco, if he would have got quarterback figured out and he would have signed Josh Jacobs, he stays, you know, say we would make an aggressive move for quarterback, like we all thought they should have.
Mm-hmm.
You make an aggressive move for a quarterback, you retain Josh Jacobs. Do the Raiders only win 4 games that subsequent season? The answer to that question is likely no. The answer to that question is probably 7, 8, 9 wins comes out of that football team. Guess what? Telesco's still there. AP's still there. That regime, Champ Kelly's still there. Those guys that he's talking about there, they're all still there.
Right.
Like, so I'm with him in that, and I know everything's in retrospect. And listen, AP was an awful game manager. I'm not here, this isn't me trying to be an apologist for Antonio Pierce.
Right.
Because he made a lot of goofy decisions.
Yes.
In that second year where in his interim time, he was very aggressive. He was going forward on 4th. You know what I mean? Like those things. And then all of a sudden he tightened up. He got super freaking conservative when he was the full-time head coach.
Yeah.
And it cost us a lot of games with his game management. But how many games would have been made up for with a freaking young quarterback? I don't know if we would have got Jaden Daniels, but could have been Michael Penix, could have been like whatever. If there would, like, how many games do you then instead win that makes up for your head coach's learning ability or on the job ability, right? You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like, AP's probably our coach today. Like, bottom line, you know what I mean? So I'm with him in that. And that's an interesting thing. And I know that we talk about the Raiders that are, not the Raiders that aren't. But it's interesting, Jeff, to look back and go, well, here was this team that wasn't that bad. We weren't that deficient in the moment as maybe we thought they were compared to where we're at now. All you got to do, and I'll end it with this, all you got to do is look at the departures on defense. Divine Diablo, Trayvon Merrick, Bob Spillane, Nate Hobbs. These guys that we looked at and went, okay, and we kind of apologized for it.
Amik Robertson.
Amik.
I miss Amik so much.
So much. And came out this week and talked about how tough it was for him being a rookie and being a young player in Oakland or Las Vegas. But anyways, point being, though, is that like these departures on defense, now all of a sudden, we went from thinking this defense was going to be a top 10 defense. Now it's arguably one of the biggest liabilities of our team is defense.
Yeah.
And what would it look like if Bob Spillane's in the building, if Nate Hobbs, Divine Diablo, yada, 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 Corey Bennett, anyone, if they're still in the building? That's it's fair, man. Steven San Diego, right on, brother. Great points.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, and you see Jack, I mean, not a whole lot of bright spots down there in Miami. Jack Jones is one of them.
Playing pretty well.
He's playing pretty well. He's a starter. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, man, like, yeah, this team would look so much different if AP was still here. And
we're not lamenting nor pining for AP.
No, definitely
Don't
not.
hear it wrong.
Definitely not. But just to play devil's advocate, what if the Raiders won 8 or 9 games last year?
Oh, he's here.
Yeah.
And so is Champ Kelly.
100%.
Yeah.
But even if...
And Champ Kelly's drafting a quarterback.
Jackson Dart might be a Raider. That dude is a Raider. That dude's a Raider through.
So's Cam Scattaboo.
Bro.
And shout out Cam Scattaboo, man. Prayers up for that young man and get healthy. And
get healthy.
Get healthy. But the Giants team, that Giants team is fun as hell to watch.
Fun as
with
hell.
those two guys on the field.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good points. All right. So we always give an award to our best emailer or phone caller of the night.
Yes.
So like Jeff has that the burden because we had so many good emails and phone calls tonight. So
Absolutely.
Jeff, who do we got? And you got the music and stuff.
I do over here. Yep.
Right.
Yep. On the email
Make it
side,
sound nice.
we had Jay Morse, Doc, Soren, Hooligan, Martin, and Paul on the email side. And on the voicemails, we had Jacob in Fresno. Tommy First Call is in there. Jay from Pennsylvania, Josh in the 703, Ron, Pastor Mike behind bars, and Steve in San Diego. But we're going to give a sizzler to the guy we started the night off with an amazing story. And I felt inspired as a Raider fan. I felt inspired in Raider Nation and all that stuff. And I felt just the positivity that I feel like everyone needed to hear. Tonight's Sizzler Award goes to Jay Morse.
Hey. Congratulations, Jay.
Sizzler.
Sizzler.
Sizzler. Sizzler.
Sizzler.
Sizzler.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Tyler Lockett.
Jacoby Myers is going to be a what on Wednesday?
Patriot. Or a Giant, but probably a Patriot.
You know what? I'm going to put my glasses back on.
Yeah,
on the way out of here. I'm gonna share this with you. Jacoby Myers this week asked in front of his locker. And first off, thank you to all the amazing phone calls and emails tonight. We appreciate you guys very, very much. Jacoby Myers, I'm possibly getting traded. I have no control over that. If I'm here, I'm here. If I'm not, I'm not. Wherever I'm at, I'm trying to get healthy and play good football. And then he was asked if he still wanted to be traded, and he said, for sure. I think the writing is definitely on the wall there. We can speculate all we want about Max Crosby, but I don't think Jacoby Myers is going to be around. And I think that writing was on the wall when they drafted Jack Besh in the second freaking round, who apparently, whenever he's on a milk carton for the most part, but skill set, otherwise, very similar to Jacoby
The potential,
Myers.
yeah.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers. So anyways, but yeah, I don't know how I got on that subject. Who's brought up Jacoby Myers?
You did.
Oh, I did.
Because you said Jacoby Myers.
Man, I just did a whole podcast in my head.
Nice, dude.
Was
it good?
Yeah. Oh, it was awesome, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was killer. And then I just brought it up here on the show.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, so I'm doing shows.
Yeah, because
on
I
the
said
show.
Tyler Lockett and you said Jacoby Myers.
No, yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's like a whole Inception thing going on. I need a little thing to spin over here. Yeah, so I can keep up. Thank you to my best friend and yours. Shout out Swag Jeff. Great job tonight, homie. Wish you had some applause to play.
No, I'm playing the outro.
Okay, good. I almost said Merry Christmas. Happy Halloween. We love you guys so very, very much. And not only, and only cheers to my homie Swag Jeff. To you, Raider Nation, we love you guys.
Respect.
So much. To those of you that are in the chat room hanging in there, I'll leave it to Swag Jeff to shout you guys out. Just know we love you so very, very much. Thank you for being part of this 2.5 hour diatribe of nonsense that we like to call Raiders Fan Radio. We appreciate you very, very much. We love you guys and hope to see you soon at a game or a tailgate or even if we only go to the tailgate, not the game. We hope to run into you guys in Vegas and as always, please say hi and please dip into the Twitters, to any of the social medias and say hello. You can find us at Raiders Fan Radio on just about anything. And we love you very, very, very much. Thank you to the donations tonight.
Yes.
To the One Nation Foundation.
Yeah, we made like almost $200.
Oh my gosh, man. Thank
Let's
you guys
go.
very, very much, man. When I'm rambling and I'm going like, oh, I love you guys. It's because of the coffee and the pumpkin.
Yeah, finish that up, pal.
Take us away there, Swag Jeff.
Absolutely.
Good night, Raider Nation.
Yeah, thanks to the... Good night. Respect to the people that are in the building tonight. Paul, Mystic Mist is in there. M2CB is in there. Raymond Morales is in there. Yoshi, Corey Fleck, Tiderator, Ron the Materator, Alfred Esparza. Let's see who else is in there. James Furpo in there. Much respect to all you guys. Can't thank you guys enough for being here. Congrats to Jay Morris on the Sizzler. Oh, the intro is out. Hold on.
No, play it again.
No, it's not.
Oh, what happened?
I clicked it again. But I'm only giving myself 30 seconds. We love you guys. Much respect.
How many seconds?
Yeah, it's about all I need. Yeah. Get that shit done quick.
Sure, that's Chris.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's all good. Hey, much respect. We love you guys. Let's beat the fucking Jaguars. I didn't even talk about the FanDuel odds.
Oh, dude. We'll cut a different bit.
Oh, we'll cut a different bit?
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. You want me to do it now? Cut. Hey, do you like spooky stuff? Then if you like spooky stuff, then bet on the Raiders this weekend. So
on FanDuel.
Well, let me get to that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So if you're feeling spooky, the Raiders are +3 at home. So they're the underdog at 3 at home against the Jaguars. Bet on that. The Raider money line +146. We love that. And then we like the under. Because the Raiders ain't scoring points.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't scoring points right now until Geno proves us wrong. They're not going to score points. So bet the under at 44.5 at a -105. We love that. Bet responsibly and only with our friends at FanDuel.
Give it up for Swag Jeff.
Yeah. I had to pay the light bill around here. So, and that's it. I hit the intro for the third time.
Okay.
I give myself 10 seconds. We love you guys. What happens in Vegas is started in Oakland. We love you guys. Much respect on behalf of Michelle, who isn't here. Get better, Michelle.
Get well, Michelle.
On behalf of Murph, we love you. See you, bye.
We talking on behalf of me.
Well, didn't say something.
Night night, YouTube.
Night night, YouTube. Oh, we're still